Giraffes can only get to that.
So help us understand, as the radio analyst, color analyst for the Badgers radio network, what is the issue with Ron Dane's rushing total?
They counted somebody else's bowl game stats, and they didn't count Ron's. I mean...
And why would that be?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the NCAA. I don't know. But it's a foolish deal, and that's... So we just want to make sure...
They didn't count bowl stats until whatever date
they decided
in the
they
2000s.
wanted to.
Yeah,
so it's foolish.
When it just is.
But they don't retroactively then go back and count the bowl stats for the people that didn't have them counted but did play in bowl games.
That's my understanding.
And did gain yardage.
That is my understanding.
Way too much work.
That's my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who's running the NCAA? You?
Nobody. Well, if I was running the NCAA, Ron's.
No, I meant Jesse.
Oh. Yeah, so
that's about right. Yeah.
So that's the deal. I just wanted to clarify that. I know hundreds of people were asking that question, so I just wanted to make sure.
Hundreds?
We were clarifying. I don't know.
Okay.
I found a couple of things interesting about the World Series. I know we don't talk a ton of baseball, and since the Brewers got eliminated, we talked
didn't even know you were watching.
I'm not. I didn't watch.
You've made it very clear you are anti-World Series.
I did not watch. I saw obviously I'm on Twitter. I see the clips. I saw the
highlights.
But I learned something last night.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I learned something last night. Do you know that in minor league baseball, if you're batting and you disagree with a pitch, tap your helmet, they review it instantly, and they will correct it. You get one at bat. Pitcher, the same thing. If you thought you threw a strike, tap that head.
Oh, I like the tapping noise you're making.
And they go to review, and within 3 seconds, they will either flip it or they won't. You only get one, but you get one every at bat.
One per at bat.
Yes. I like it. I like it a lot.
Who reviews it?
Somebody. I don't know. I didn't ask.
The Jesse Nelson of the Madison Black Wolf.
Where did you learn this?
I learned it I just told you, at dinner with some baseball aficionados.
No, you learned it during the World Series.
You said it was during the World Series you learned it.
No,
like
I
Joe
said
Davis told you on the broadcast.
Fair.
Is this a reputable source?
We were at dinner, and someone was on their phone, and somebody hit a 2-run home run, and then we were talking about, then we just started talking baseball. So that was the appetizer for this conversation, which I found very, very interesting. And then it turned to, well, why don't we do this with football? A guy, if you get a face mask, tap your helmet. And for as much as I have pushed back because of the open door, what's the word I'm looking for, where it's
Pandora's
box of penalty rejudgment, which we don't want.
Slope.
There we go. But with face masks, so baseball, it's coming. It's going to happen. And I don't know if Major Leagues is going to do it this year or next, but it's happening. And I don't think anybody can be mad about that. But in that same conversation,
oh boy,
and I think I even have stats to prove this. So, Jesse, look this up.
It looks like you're
I have
looking it up.
stats to prove this. Jesse, look this up.
What do you think the correct, when all is said and done, from robo-umps to human umps, what do you think the hit percentage is of being right?
On balls and strikes?
Correct.
Well, that's not fair already. This is already
Just what do you
flawed.
think the stats are?
Well, the stats are arbitrary. Balls and strikes is arbitrary.
We do have Don Deckinger.
It's not
as
balls
our
and strikes are arbitrary until they're not. Anyways, the robo-umps...
The delivery of this has been outstanding, by the way.
The robo-umps...
During the World Series.
...have gotten it wrong 5.2%. The human umps, 4.6%. And that is according to...
Wow.
Let me see. What's that?
That's what I was going to guess.
Wow.
I didn't know you had found the
Major
statistic.
League Baseball umpire something. I'll get you the exact...
So the human umps, according to the information provided by the human umps,
no, it's not
they
from
are
the human
more
umps.
accurate
the
than the
Umpires
robots.
Association says the umpires are better than the robo-umps.
It's a Twitter site that covers this, kind of like Pro Football Focus.
SaveTheUmpires.com.
No, it's a Pro Football Focus deal. So anyways, my point is, the robo-umps we all think are accurate, but the point was the spin rate and some of these 12-6 curveballs, and you don't know anything about this, Jason, but the ball moves and it comes in and out of the strike zone. Well, you're being a little snooty. That's where this is at.
You don't know anything about this, and I'm the snooty one?
12-6 curveball, you probably don't know a ton about, if I'm being honest.
So wait a minute. You started this by saying you learned something during the World Series, which was really just a dinner conversation about baseball.
But it was baseball related, yes. From the World Series was the jumping off point.
You're saying that there should be automatic...
And by the way, my deal is correct. I'm starting to hum. My prediction is got big legs. Big leg prediction.
You are 25% of the way there for the Yankees.
Like the Red Sox told the Yankees, don't let me get another one. Don't let me get another one.
Don't let the Yankees get hot.
And we get another one. All of a sudden, it's 3-3. Don't let me get another one.
Big Yankees
Now you're a Yankee?
No, I can't stand the Yankees, but I love my prediction.
The captain.
I am going to root for my prediction.
He just doesn't want me to be right about Ohtani and the Dodgers, I think is what it comes down to.
All right.
So you started by saying how you should be able to automatically review anything because the umpires are arbitrary, but then you gave us a stat that says the umpires are right more than the robo-umps in the instant review
by a small amount, yeah. Yep. What I'm saying is, my point is this implementing this is going to be a ton of fun. And the fact that it's already at the minor league level and it's climbing, and the major leagues are going to start implementing it at some point, I find fascinating. And if you guys don't, that's fine. I know all you guys want to do is sit and talk about Lucas Van Ness, and that's great. I'm on board. I love talking trade simulators. I just find this whole thing super interesting.
You invented the Wilde and Tausch trade simulator.
I do love it. But
just because you're blindsided us with your baseball discussion out of nowhere with no heads up whatsoever.
That's fair.
And we're stumbling around. I mean, at least I gave you in the open a heads up on Jesus miracles.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure where that's coming from. But
I will explain if I ever get a chance.
Do you two like this idea? The head tap.
All right. Okay, so if I may, as someone who has had the World Series on for all 4 games now.
Oh, thank you for your service.
No, not that. But definitely there were some balls and strikes during Game 3 that the Yankees felt were very, very, very inaccurate. So the tapping of the helmet, if that is true, that is, and is that across only minor league baseball that is affiliated with the major leagues? Is it independent leagues? These are all pieces of information that I don't currently have. Kind of like I don't know anything about the 12-6 curveball, which I would think 12 is at the top of the clock, the 6 is at the bottom. It has a downward drop.
Yeah, I don't even know how many guys throw 12-6ers anymore. A lot more sweepers.
Would that be the accurate description of a 12-6 curveball?
Yeah, you did good.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. So, if that is in minor league, MLB affiliated minor league baseball, count me in. If it takes 3 seconds to review, he steps out of the box, I'm in. Because there are plenty of instances where the vagaries of a home plate umpire's view cause balls and strikes to be inaccurately called. And if they are, it changes the dynamic of the whole at bat, right?
Yeah,
suddenly now you're 0-2 instead of 1-1.
Analytics are huge. The question, do you want the pitcher or the catcher tapping? I think I want my catcher to be the tap guy.
Well, that was not the question, but now you've added that to the mix, which is a good question to add. So you think one member of the battery and then the batter gets
option.
One an at-bat?
Yes.
How do you choose whether or not you want to use it or you want to save it for later in the count?
That's
strategery.
That's baseball, baby. That's baseball.
Okay.
You who doesn't want to review penalties and everything in football, you want to be able to implement up to 2 reviews per at-bat for every baseball game ever played.
3 seconds is all you get. It's more entertaining.
Okay, I'm still working through this topic, if I may. So now you then made the jump to transferring the Tap the Helmet program to the National Football League.
Kinda. I'm not. I think there's too much subjectivity. I never want offsides, holdings. I think delay of game you could probably replay, and face masks. No late hits on the quarterback. I'm not interested in who thinks what is what. But if you rip somebody's head off with a face mask, just like you do with targeting, I'm fine with that. I have come around on that.
So you are on board with the Sky. I mean, the NFL basically instituted Sky Judge
without even
unilaterally.
Yeah, I didn't even
without asking anybody, without collective bargaining nothing. They just said,
Yep.
We're going to have somebody in New York tap your head.
Yeah. Yep.
And tell you missed the call.
Yep.
But then they still don't do it other times, and guys have to use their challenges, and sometimes they misuse their challenges.
It's a weird deal.
It's a quandary. It's a quagmire. All right. So you are on board or not on board with finding some version of this for the NFL?
Yeah, only on very select deals. I'm not interested.
Sam Darnold's face mask.
Yes, I'm not interested in a long run, and they come back and say, well, your right guard flinched before it, so it's coming back. I'm not interested in that at all.
But if the idea is replay is supposed to fix obvious mistakes, and a mistake like that face mask in last Thursday night's game isn't fixed, that has to be fixed.
Yep.
Okay. Then finally, where the World Series currently stands, the Dodgers out to a 3-0.
Don't let me get another one. If I'm the New York Yankees, all I'm saying is don't let us get another one. That's it.
So they won Game 4. Last night. It is now 3-1 in the World Series. So
boys are starting to heat up.
You as a Yankee fan is obnoxious.
I'm not a Yankee fan. I am a history fan.
Tausch Jeter.
No, I am a history fan. And I want to see history be made. That's what
the Brewers were eliminated from the postseason.
Seems like 6 months ago.
And long time ago.
This month of October is just dragging.
You did declare
like a wagon.
You did declare that you were out on baseball.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
Dunzo.
I haven't watched. I've seen clips, paid enough attention I could talk about it in a reasonably educated manner. Yeah.
Who's going to be the World Series MVP hitting a home run in every game?
Freddie.
Yeah. All right.
Freddie.
He's good.
But I do believe it's going to end up being that shortstop that turned the whole game for the Yankees last night. Because if the Yankees come back and win 4-3, which is what I've predicted, it'll be him.
It's a good story. Kid that grew up in New York.
Gleyber Torres, is that who it is?
No. Volpe.
That's a name that's on the Yankees, though. I love that name.
You got one, yep.
Gleyber. I ain't lie to you. If there's somehow, if we ended up having another child, Gleyber would be a name at the top of that list. I love that name, Gleyber.
All right, Giancarlo Tauscher, could you tell us?
I'm not a Giancarlo fan.
Could you tell us about Pella Windows and Doors?
Get the look you want for your home with customizable windows and doors from Pella. The durability of materials. It gets tested tens of thousands of times to ensure that they last for years to come. Pella offers custom colors and innovative features like shades between the glass. And right now, Gina Della, 60 years young. 60.
Incredible.
Sleek and looks fantastic. And she wants to give all of our Pella Windows and Doors fans a great deal. 0 down. 0 interest, 60 months. 60 months for 60th birthday for Gina. Certain restrictions do apply. Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Get started today at PellaWI.com.
The Packers are facing the Detroit Lions, and as Mike McCarthy would say, we're going to talk to Bryan Bulaga and Homer today about that matchup. Before we get to them and before we get to Bryan, I want you to hear what Adam Schefter said on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and would you classify it as big news, little news, or no news? We will hear from him next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch. Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Carlin.
It's clear to me Mike Tomlin right now is the best coach in football. At the moment, I don't think there's any doubt. What I know about Mike Tomlin is that he has taken a quarterback situation that many, including myself, believed was set up to just be an absolute nightmare all year, with one guy in Russell Wilson who has been a polarizing figure in two organizations now and has brought him in, had him sit for the first 5-6 games while he was nursing an injury, and earned his trust. He gets an opportunity to go out and play. He's played very well. Meanwhile, on the flip side, you have had Justin Fields play well. Not amazing, but certainly nothing that would ever warrant somebody getting benched. And he has handled it brilliantly, but Mike Tomlin in every way always has the pulse of his football team, and he has made this entire situation work absolutely brilliantly.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
After suffering a sprained MCL in Week 1, Jordan Love is dealing with another injury. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports that the Packers quarterback suffered a groin injury in Green Bay's win over Jacksonville. NFL Network's Tom Pelissaro added that Love is day-to-day and has a shot of playing this weekend, while ESPN's Adam Schefter believes Love will suit up Sunday against the Lions.
He came out better in testing than I think everybody hoped he would. I believe he's going to play on Sunday. That injury was not significant enough to prevent him from playing.
The Packers' first official injury report of the week comes out later today.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Need to find that perfect home? Don't sell. Upgrade with a home equity loan. Renovate that kitchen. Retile that bath. You choose the fixtures. Let us do the math. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different. Talk different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wow. What is DJ Dazzy Jelly got going on over there?
Told you we had some new music coming.
Is this Throwback Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day it is? What is this?
It's another. What I do, just so everybody knows my process. When I hear
go to a meat raffle.
When I hear
music.
When I hear good songs, I put them in a note on my phone, and then eventually I get around to put them into the system if I think they're good enough to be part of our show rotation.
Do you Shazam them so you know what they're called?
Sometimes, yeah. I used to be a big fan of when Snapchat had the little function where you could do that you could just hold it on Snapchat, it would tell you what the song was, but they don't do that anymore, so it's made it a little tougher.
Sorry to hear that. I don't have Snapchat. All right, let's hear what Adam Schefter had to say, because I don't want to poo-poo. I don't want to poo-poo. But this felt a little, Tausch, like the old no blank blank. So tell me what you think when you hear this from Adam Schefter regarding Jordan Love's potential availability for Sunday.
Look, again, it's Wednesday. I'm going to guess. I don't know this. He's going to be limited today, limited tomorrow, limited Friday, questionable, and then my guess is he plays. That's how I see this going in, and let's see how it plays out. But I know they have the bye next week, so they obviously, if they rest him, they would get 2 weeks for Jordan Love, and Malik Willis has played well. So that would be an option, and let's see how he feels during the week. But my guess, not a report, my guess, reading between, it sounds like everybody was pretty relieved at the way the testing came out. It sounds like everybody was relieved it wasn't worse than it was. And it sounds like he's going to have a realistic chance to play on Sunday. Now, whether he will or not, we'll see this week. But I could say with confidence he's going to have a realistic chance to play on Sunday.
That sounded like me saying my, air quotes, opinion in Adam Schefter's voice, right? I mean, that's what I do. This is a guess. This is not a report. I do that all the, does that change?
In fairness, though, I don't know. You don't really do reporting. You just analyze.
Okay, if you could just focus on what he said.
You just brought it up, though. I mean, you're not breaking news. So Schefter, when he is, everybody goes to Schefter for all the breaking news. Mm-hmm. So there is a difference, obviously.
No doubt.
Between you two. You have the part, you don't want to give opinions on anything because you don't want anyone to come back at you.
That's not true.
Kind of fair. With Schefter, I think he looks at it and says, if I say this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee, it is going to...
Yeah, it already is.
And so he wants to specify to the degree that you as a journalist hold them to. You want to, if he says reporting this, that means he sourced it and he's got a really good, that's not what he said. So in this new landscape, that's how you have to approach it. I don't like it. I like big, bold opinions. I want guys to put themselves out there. Schefter didn't want to, obviously, and that's great. I don't have any problem with it.
He didn't not want to put himself out there. He didn't have the information to report that he was going to play.
I think he's got better information than we think. I think he is trying to be responsible is what I think he's doing.
I think his agent thinks that he's more likely to play than not, and that's what he's been told, and they're hopeful, but they don't know for sure. That's what I think.
Yeah, no
How's
blank.
that?
That's exactly what Schefter just said.
Right. So
it's not exactly what Schefter just said.
What did Schefter say if that's not what he said?
All right, let's skip the do-si-do here.
But the semantics is what you were talking about, right? Is that
what I'm talking about is he made it very clear it's a guess. I think his guess was exactly what I would guess. I might say possibly that Jordan doesn't practice today. He's limited tomorrow and Friday, and then is listed as questionable. We'll see what he does. Mm-hmm. They start practice at 12:10, so it will be after our show has gone off the air for the day that we find that out. But look,
do you want to do 4 hours tomorrow so we can cover it?
Well, today the practice is today.
How are you going to battle the limited dance at availability this afternoon?
That's a great question because I definitely don't like that game.
That's how you do the limited dance.
Can add that to your musical playlist there, Jesse. The bottom line is I think that it's more likely than not, based on everything that all of us have heard, that Jordan Love plays, including Matt LaFleur standing at the podium and saying, if he's able to go, he's going to go. It doesn't matter that we have the bye, and we could rest him this week and rest him next week.
You think it matters that it's Detroit?
Hopefully be 100%.
You think it matters?
I do.
I do, too.
I do think that,
even
if they say it doesn't.
Do you think that's smart?
No, I don't.
You want to sit and bubble wrap him and let him get 20 days, don't you?
I do, because there's a lot of other football games left on the schedule.
If something happens to him on Sunday, you're going to say, told you.
And I'm going to say, don't make them walk up a bunch of stairs like those jerks in Minneapolis did with Tausch.
Lambeau's got carts and they got flat surfaces. It's great.
I understand.
So that'll be easy.
But we know, how many games did you miss with your torn groin?
I want 3 or 4.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I understand where you're coming from.
If the pain was bad, I respect the hell out of him for pushing through it. Mm-hmm. But if it was bad enough that eventually he had to collapse to the ground before he got to the sideline.
Sure.
That would tell me that at least on Sunday he was in a meaningful amount of pain. And if he gets stim and all the other stuff that you guys do back there with Flea and Nate and the whole crew of the athletic training staff, great, then he's ready to go. But I don't want this to be made into, oh, my God, we're playing the Lions. We can't play the Lions without our guy. I hope that's not coloring any sort of judgment. And they will say it's not. I get that. You can't say, yeah, I mean, if we're playing the Patriots or Tennessee again, we'd probably sit them because it's not worth the risk against a bad team that we can beat with one arm tied behind our back. I get it. But I don't think that this is a must-win game. It would be great to win it, and certainly you want to win it. You're going to do everything you can to win it. But if you get beat, yeah, you got to then go the Thursday after Thanksgiving and win in Detroit to even up the season series.
Year, no problem.
But you did that last year.
Well,
exactly.
I think you got to do everything you can to win it. You just said that. That's playing Jordan Love at 60%. I don't know if I agree with that, but you just laid that premise out, and that's what I think Green Bay appreciates, the fact that Jordan is going to scrap to get back out there. But the question is, what's that number, and what do you need to see from him to feel good enough? And the fact that your backup has played as well as he has, and there's enough belief in that locker room in him, which, again, is such a great testament to him, that changes the equation to me. If you had Sean Clifford or Kirk Benkert as your backup and you're going in there,
Boyle.
You're in big trouble. But I don't feel that way about playing Malik. If Malik Willis has to play against Detroit, I still feel like we can beat him. And I can't recall ever saying that. I love Matt Flynn, but I don't know if we had that same confidence in him. But I know that how do you not have confidence in what Malik is doing? Because he's done it. Mm-hmm. So that changes the equation to me. This isn't simple algebra. It doesn't all have to. Doesn't have to equal up, because now I feel like old boy can get a win for us. Mm-hmm. I haven't felt that way about a backup in a while.
We will ask Bryan Bulaga that exact question when he joins us coming up next. Want to remind you, if you've been injured, not a groin injury during the course of a football game, but if you've been injured in an accident, there's only one call to make. One call, that's all. Gruber Law Offices, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Go to the website, gruber-law.com. Find out all about the firm, its history, all the great lawyers that are there, David and his team's commitment to all of our communities. Everything you need. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. We need to call Bryan Bulaga. He joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away, and once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at MoTUSA.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com/MVP to book today.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Kyle Walsh here from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Bruston Norman, and football season is back, and you know I'm watching every snap with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in my hand. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. You make picks for your pick'em entry and choose if a player will go higher or lower when it comes to their stats. Maybe it's Jordan Love higher than 2.5 touchdown passes, or even Tyreek Hill lower than 150 receiving yards. Over 1 million fans got in on the action last season, and it is time for you to jump aboard. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app at UnderdogFantasy.com or sign up using promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Join me this football season and win big. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
God, I love it when this guy joins us. In fact, with the bye week coming up, I was going to take a couple days next week, recharge the batteries, do my best. Never mind. And I didn't want to miss Wednesday's show because I didn't want to miss our time with this guy. He is our second favorite.
So you're scheduling your family vacations around Bryan Bulaga's
It's not a family vacation. We're not going on a family vacation.
That should make you feel really good, Blue.
Yeah, you're special, Brian. You're special. Hi.
It does make me feel good. Yeah, it does make me feel good. Yeah, that's great.
Well, I don't like you enough to then do the Homer Hour on Thursday, though. I'm going to skip that because I'm not going to
I usually plan my time off when Bulaga and Demovsky are coming on, so that's nice.
You plan your time off all the time. Let's not kid ourselves. All right, Brian, help us out with this. So our guy, Adam Schefter, says there's a realistic chance that Jordan Love plays on Sunday. Now, I say no blank because we know that he avoided a catastrophic injury, a Mark Tauscher-style torn-off-the-bone groin injury that keeps you out 3 or 4 games. I am curious, based on your confidence, though, in Malik, what you talking about Willis, if you would play what Mike McCarthy would call the high side of caution about playing him in this game, or is it such an important game that you got to play your guy?
Yeah, I mean it's a tough question because everyone knows. I heard you guys talking about before. I mean, Jordan Love gives the team the best chance to win, whether that's at 60%, 70%, whatever he's going to be at. I mean, at the end of the day, he gives the team the best chance to win. But that's not to say that Malik Willis couldn't do enough to get them in a position to win the game. That's kind of where I'm at with Malik Willis right now. I think he can rally this offense, and they can do enough to keep them in the game with Detroit, right? Like, I'm not sure if we need Malik Willis to go win the game like Jordan Love did, say, on the final drive against Houston. I'm not, like, because we haven't seen it yet, right? Like, so, like, I can't say he could do it because we haven't seen it yet. Like, I get it, he beat Indy. I get it, he beat Tennessee. I get it, he came in and beat Jacksonville. But, like, this is a different team that we're talking about Malik Willis going to face, right? If he is to be the guy. So the game has to look a certain way for Malik Willis to play this game and for them to be successful. I feel like this isn't going to be the way it would look if Jordan Love was playing. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to run the ball with Malik Willis, that is, around 35 times to be successful against Detroit, which you may not be able to, because if Detroit's scoring at a certain rate, you got to keep up with touchdowns. You got to score a score for a score, and that doesn't allow you to run the football that way. So then that makes you look at defensively, the defense has to have a day, like they did in Detroit on Thanksgiving last year. They got to have a day, and they need to play in a similar style and manner. So there's a lot that would need to go right for this team if Malik Willis were to start and be the guy if Jordan Love can't go. Is it impossible? No. And is there confidence with Malik Willis in that locker room with the coaching staff? Absolutely. He's given them no reason not to be confident in him, which is a testament to him. But it's going to look different to beat Detroit with Willis in versus Love. So if Jordan Love's at 70%, 60%, I mean, 60% is tough. You know what I mean? If he's at 60%, that's hard to put a guy out there against Detroit. But say he's at 70%, I think, and he feels good enough to go, I think you got to let him go and let him play. But at 60%, man, you're not moving around very good. Like you're struggling to even get out of the pocket and evade basic, pressures or just not even pressures, just simple pocket movement, stepping up and out and all that. So if he's anywhere below 70%, I would play the high side of caution. Yeah, you want to win this football game, like you said, Jason, before I got on. Yeah, you want to win it. It's not a must-win game. You don't want to fall too far behind Detroit in this chase, so to speak, because that's what it would become. If you lose to Detroit, it becomes a chase then. You're chasing Detroit the rest of the way. But is it potentially worth risking Jordan Love if he does then have an injury like Tausch had, where he rips that thing in a bad way, right? That thing, it goes from a semi-bad strain or a sprain, whatever they want to call it, to a severe one. And then, you got the bye week. But listen, for everyone that's listening, the bye week ain't healing it. It's not doing it. He's not going to heal over the bye week if he injures it again on Sunday. So, just might as well throw that out the window. It's not going to happen. So that's what you have to weigh and risk and kind of figure out if you're the team doc, if you're Love, if you're Goody, if you're LaFleur. You got to weigh that balance and see, is it worth it? And to me, if he can't move and do what he needs to do. Like, I think you got to go with Willis, and you got to build this game plan to win ugly. And to me, that's okay. Winning ugly is okay. Like, I'm good with it. Make this thing as ugly as it can get. I'm good with it. But then you have to build the plan around it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
It's also potentially supposed to rain on Sunday afternoon. I just saw
even better. Even better.
Weather. Let me ask you both this, because you both played through a ton of injuries during your playing careers. When it's a soft tissue issue, which was what I was trying to ask LaFleur on Monday, frankly, about the idea of having this week and the bye week, and then a full week until they play the Bears on the 17th of November. Is it different than when it's a pain tolerance? Like, you guys played through MCLs, right? And you weren't going to make it worse necessarily, but you were in some pain throughout the game. Like, is it different when it's a soft tissue, I can pull it worse than it already is? Does that factor into the equation, or am I just being bubble wrap city guy worrying too much?
You want to take it, Tausch, or you want me to take
Go for it.
Yeah. I think it changes the dynamic a little bit. Like, when you're talking about joint versus soft tissue, it's a completely different ball game. When it's soft tissue like this apparently is, yeah, I mean, you can make it worse. You can make it a lot worse, right? Like, because if it was already a lot worse, there'd be no way he could play. So, yes, it can get worse, which is why we always see when guys get hamstrings, they're down for at least 3 weeks, because it could get a lot worse. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a risk for sure, where when you're dealing with some knee pain and it's in the joint, yeah, there's damage in there, but, like, if you protect it enough or you brace it, I mean, sure, you could always make it worse, but the chances of it getting worse are slim. This is a different story when it's soft tissue. It just is.
Yeah, with soft tissue, the clock gets reset, and you don't want to reset the clock. You want to continue to push and get that thing so that you feel, because you're not going to be back to 100%. If you yank a hammy and you pop it, and I only did that once, and that was in an off season doing a bunch of sprint work, Blue, a lot of like sprinting hundreds, and I didn't actually, I never thought I could pop a hamstring, so I was shocked by that. But it does take a while, and what you don't want to do is, I want to get back out there and do this, and then you feel that boop, a little twinge or that little bit, basically a reminder, hey, don't be an idiot. That's how I always looked at it. So you have to let that go, because the last thing you want to do here is throw Jordan out there at 60%, and he's not mobile, he's not able to make the plays that he wants to, and then and all of a sudden now you go from a minimal injury to he's going to be out 3-4 more weeks, and you think you're chasing Detroit then. You're really going to be chasing him. So that's the balancing act, and that's where I know as a player we always hated when Wilde or Demovsky would come up and say, what percentage are you at? Well, what do you think? Listen, bro, I don't know. Like, what do you want me to make up a number? Well, and I would always, I would never give like a 5 or an 0. It'd be like, how about 77? Oh, I'm probably like 84 and a quarter. Just because it's a ridiculous premise. The bottom line is, do you feel good enough to play or not? That's really what you want, and you want to have some type of a barometer. So I'm sure I'll be fascinated to see when Jason asks Jordan what percentage he's at, what Jordan ends up saying.
Yeah,
I'm not going to ask him that.
What are you going to say?
What is it?
First of all, we need him to talk today, right? So I would think that if he practices on a limited basis, he will talk, and he will have the directive from Matt LaFleur to say, well, I was limited. So any questions of what were you able to do? Did you take some team reps? My question, I think, would be, Jordan, it looked like there were times where even just making subtle movements within the pocket were painful for you.
Wincy.
Right, wincing. I'll sneak you. I saw you wince. Perfect. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay. Also, you also made some throws on the run where it clearly hurt a lot because you were hopping,
grimacing
after you threw it.
So you went from a wince to a grimace. You can go there.
Not to be confused with the big purple guy from McDonald's. All right. So you go from a wince to a grimace to collapsing on the field and going out of the game.
Is there anything that we could put? Because it's nice to have that little boom, boom, boom.
You can workshop that for me, and we'll get back to you in the next
and
segment.
Then collapse? I don't think that's the way you want to go.
What do you have to be able to do, and how much better do you have to be able to do those things than you were able to do them on Sunday in order to play? That's kind of what I was kind of formulating in my mind. That's how I want to approach it. We will discuss this further. I want to talk a little bit about the offensive line during tackle talk, because if your quarterback's not going to be as mobile as he normally is, more pressure on those guys as well. We'll see
You
what
like
Bryan...
recoil? I just Googled. Do you like recoil?
Well, that's not grimace or wince.
Well, I just put other words, similar words from Oxford with wince, and grimace is the first one that pops up.
Sure.
And then flinch, I think it was more than a flinch. Yeah, recoil and blench. I don't know what the word blench even means, but that's on here too.
Tausch will continue to go through the thesaurus, but he has to stop doing the thesaurus to tell us about AmFam, which, by the way, has a partnership with Jordan Love.
No wincing about
synergy.
That partnership. We love it. Packer fans, ready for some game day excitement? Well, next time you're at Lambeau, stop by the American Family Insurance Title Townhouse and experience the thrill of making a game-saving play with our interactive Protect the End Zone game. Plus, don't miss out on all the amazing giveaways, from exclusive Packers merch to special prizes. There's something for everybody. Visit us at Titletown to make your game day unforgettable. For more info, check out amfam.com/Packers to enter today. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully.
More with Bryan Bulaga next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Every big pitch.
It's gone! Francisco Lindor!
Every big hit.
It is gone! Ohtani!
Every big play.
It's gone! It's a grand slam! Thomas!
ESPN Milwaukee is your home for the hottest action on the diamond this baseball postseason.
It is out of here! There's the home run for Judge!
Tune in all postseason long on the way to the Fall Classic, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming on the Wisconsin On Demand app.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for 60 months.
Visit PellaWI.com.
Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Certain restrictions apply.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
Brandon McManus delivers a walk-off field goal once again as the Pack take down the Jaguars 30-27 in Jacksonville. Jacksonville. Malik Willis had to enter the game for an injured Jordan Love late and executed a nearly flawless 2-minute drill to lead the game-winning drive.
How Matt's calling it, just trying to understand that he's calling each play with a purpose and try to think on the same page as him as far as what we're trying to do with whatever play we call.
So a huge matchup now in Green Bay on Sunday afternoon, a 3:25 kickoff as the Pack hosts the first-place Detroit Lions.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN, brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Blaine's Farm & Fleet's Fall Workwear event is going on now. We've got unbeatable deals on quality boots and apparel to help your hard-earned dollars go further. Like men's Dickies Rugged Flex Pants, $5 off. Shop our new assortment of Brunt work boots in-store now. Get $30 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 you spend on Carhartt gear. See store for details. Plus, shop unbeatable toy deals in Blaine's Farm & Fleet's Toyland. Now open.
Find value at Blaine's Farm & Fleet. It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Continuing with Bryan Bulaga. Tausch, I feel like I've kind of monopolized Bryan's time.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, Jason. With that said, Blue, give me your breakdown on the tape up front. How did the boys look up front in your film breakdown?
I think we struggled this week a little bit overall. And, you know, it obviously, you know, breakdowns on offense, I mean, as someone, and you know this as well, when breakdowns on offense happen, a lot of the times, and I never, you know, again, I'm an apologist for offensive linemen, but the unfortunate part of it is when breakdowns happen, a lot of the times it starts with us up front. And that's just the way this thing works on offense. And for the good or bad, right, if there's good things that are happening, it starts with us. If there's bad things that are happening, it also starts with us. So, like, this week we struggled a little bit. I thought Sheed struggled a little bit this week. I mean, listen, the Jags got two good pass rushers. And, yeah, there were just times he struggled in the run in the pass game. I thought Myers struggled a touch as well. Surprisingly, like, and again, this always surprises me when he doesn't play well, is Elton didn't have his finest game, I don't think. I mean, you just look up and down the board. It wasn't the O-line's best game. And there were always, listen, there's good things and there's bad things that happen throughout a game. There were good times of pass pro. There were good run plays. I mean, Jacobs was very productive, so there had to be some good things that happened throughout the game, which there was. But I look at it as a whole, not just like a certain series or a certain play. And as a whole, I think the group as a whole struggled in this game, which I didn't really like going into the game. I thought this was going to be a dominant performance against this group. I understood that they have two good pass rushers that are good players, but you know, I feel good about the tackles. So like that was never really a concern. And I knew interior wise, we had guys that could, you know, handle the guys inside. And Jacksonville played well, right? Like, like that's really, you know, you can't take anything away from the guys up front for Jacksonville. They played well. They did a good job. And I'm hoping the tape, I mean, and I think that this is what's going to happen. And I said it on Monday too, right? Like when you have these games where you're going against an opponent that you're better than and you struggle, it happens once, like say against LA, and yeah, there's correcting from it, but you know, you still get the win, and you know, you go to the meeting room the next day, and yeah, you don't really want, like the tape sucks to watch, but you get through it, and you still walk out of there when we got the win. Happens again, and it's another, not optimal performance. You get the win. The coaches have to start, kind of changing the rhetoric of how they're grading the tape at that point. And it happened with us plenty of times with how Campy would react in meeting rooms with us if we didn't perform well against a team we should be performing well against. Like, happens once, like, okay, hey, we need to correct X, Y, and Z. And if it continues to show itself, well, now you need to dive into this thing a little bit more, and guys need to individuals need to start being corrected a little bit more, and that's probably what's going on. So I'm hoping they learn from it, right? Like, because the opponent they have coming in, they can't play that way against this opponent. This opponent will make this game look a lot different than what it did against Jacksonville. So I'm hoping for a better performance, and I think those guys up front, knowing how Jason's talked about Zach Tom, and I know Elton, how these guys operate, they know it's got to be better, and they're going to put their best foot forward.
What did you think of the tight end blocking? Because you said it, Jacobs had a big day. He was very productive. Did you like what you saw from the tight ends and maybe even some of the receivers with some of the perimeter runs?
Well, yeah, I mean, Watson, again, we continue to talk about him like the guy that should be upset, right? Like, because he continues to go out there and performs and does the dirty jobs, right? Like, he's downfield blocking for Jacobs. He's like, and LaFleur's offense in the run game, yeah, up front, the blocking, it's got to be clean to get the guys to the second level. But where the big runs hit or when the receivers are cracked replacing properly and those guys are blocking downfield. And Watson continues to show up. Dude, listen, he's a big-bodied receiver. He's strong. He's physical. And he continues to show up on tape as someone who is doing that, unsung hero job downfield as a receiver. And I get it. The receivers, they want to catch passes. And, I get that. And I want him to catch passes. I want him to score touchdowns. Believe me, he's working his tail off on the field. You could see it. So you want him to be rewarded with, touchdowns and receptions and all that. But listen, man, there's something to be said about guys that, do that role, that block downfield, and they don't get, it doesn't show up on the stat sheet for receivers, but he does it, and he does it well. I still think, when I talk about the tight ends, I kind of talk about it blocking is the same as the offensive line when it's the unit up front blocking. If it's 6 guys blocking, I kind of include them all in one. And listen, there were good things that Tucker Kraft and those guys did. Again, Jacobs was productive, so there were good moments, but there's still a lot to be left out there, and it's not a knock. It's not saying that they can't do it. It's not, and because Tucker Kraft has shown that he is more than capable and more than willing and a very good blocker, and he can do it. So it's not saying, but there's just moments that when you need something, it's got to be a little bit cleaner. It's got to be a little bit better. It's okay, and I'm not saying it's okay, but looking at a tape as a whole, it's okay if you have a couple bad runs. That's going to happen in the NFL. That's life in the NFL. If you have a couple, pass protections that aren't super clean, that's life. That's going to happen. But if it continues to happen, that's an issue, right? And that starts to magnify what's, a unit's performance. And that's kind of what I saw watching the tape as a whole. One side of the line looks good. Well, there's a breakdown over here, pressure. Okay, quarterback's got to move out of the pocket, get rid of it, or can't go through his progression, or a run play. Front side double team looks good. Backside didn't get the backside scoop. 3 techs penetrating on the backside. Well, play's blown up. It's small things like that showed up in that game, and that's really what why when I watch it is why I say that.
So, Blue, obviously one of the big storylines this week is Hutchinson's not playing, and he is a wrecking ball. Mm-hmm. As a former player, how are you feeling? Because you like to test yourself against great players, but you also don't mind the fact that there's a stud that's going to be a handful all day and playing. How did you view that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, certainly the injury that he suffered is gruesome, right? It's a nasty, nasty injury. You don't wish that upon any guy you go against. That's a bad injury. So let's just start with that. But the second thing is I'll go back to 2014 or maybe 16. Saturday walkthrough before we played the Houston Texans at home. And we get done with walkthrough, and it's a nice, winterish day. The snow's starting to slowly fall. And, I think it was Jason, I think it was my guy Whalers. He came up to me. He goes, "Hey, just want to let you know, Clowney didn't get on the flight." And I go, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Clowney didn't get on the flight." I go, "Well, that makes me a little bit happier on this Saturday before the game." So, for sure, I will say that, when these big-time pass rushers happen to not play that week, it perks your spirits up a little bit. So, there's definitely no doubt that Zach Tom, well, yes, you do want to test yourself against top guys, and I believe Zach Tom's a top guy, so he would welcome the challenge. He has every time he's played Hutch in their last matchups. You don't mind that he's not there, right? It's not like I wish Hutchinson was playing. Man, I really wish he was out there bull rushing me 40 times a game. That'd be really nice. So you take it with a little bit of grain of salt. You don't want a guy to be badly injured like that. That's definitely not the case. But Clowney misses a flight. Well, he's not on the plane. That stinks. Just the way it goes.
So, Bryan, I want to shift to the other side of the ball. I want you to kind of do what Robert Saleh is doing for the Packers, except in the opposite direction. Because you obviously watch the film not just of how the offensive line plays, but you break everything down. So, as an offensive tackle, look, this is the Zach Tom, Penei Sewell Appreciation Society around here, right? Like those guys, You guys are former right tackles. You appreciate how both of them are really good players. But let's focus on Sewell for a second, only because I understand what he's doing, because that's Matt LaFleur's job, is to not, publicly harshly criticize his guys. But the last question that I got to ask on Monday was about the level of production they've gotten from their four-man rush, right? Which is not much. It's not much. Now, it's great that they've got their replacement fire zones and their simulated pressures, but the bottom line is they're not getting a lot of pressure with just their front four. And when you can, it makes everything better for your defense. So when you watch the Packers' front four pass rushers, Carl Brooks, certainly LVN, and obviously Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith, what are you seeing from them? Because Matt LaFleur's response was, well, in today's game, you got backs that are chipping, you got tight ends that are, and it's really almost like you're rushing against seven.
We had that in our day, too.
Which is exactly what I was about to say next. You guys had that, too, and I didn't hear anyone saying, well, that's why they're not getting home, is because they're having to go against seven guys. Help me understand why they're not getting home more.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got to play with a hell of a pass rusher that wore the G on his helmet, Clay Matthews, and there probably wasn't a guy more double-teamed and chipped and thumped, and running back came out to him more than I've seen that guy on a given play. I mean, there were times where there would be three guys out there putting hands on Clay before he even got into a pass rush. So, and he would still find a way to create a pressure some way, somehow, right? Clay would figure out a way. I understand what LaFleur's doing, and listen, he's protecting his guys, and I get it, and I respect it, and I understand it, and I'm all for it. I get it. But they're watching that tape, and they're in those meeting rooms, and this could be a bigger Robert Saleh week to help out the defensive side of the ball than you may ever need, because as of right now, we've all seen it. It's no mystery right now. Rushing with four and how we've seen such a lack of production. If you bring that same rush pattern in against Detroit, Goff could have 5 seconds back there hanging out, right? And that's when Jared Goff is completely clean in the pocket.
He's really good.
He tears teams up. He's really, really good. So you can't do that. So this is a big week of, I get it, Jason, you said the fire zones and simulated pressures, those if you can't win with your forward, you got to figure out a way to do that, but also protect yourself in coverage. And there's no one better than you to have at your disposal to help you with these things than Salah, because this is his. I mean, it's not his defense, but it is in theory the defense that he's ran everywhere. He's very good at it, albeit he's had pass rushers everywhere he's gone. Right, like. I mean, in San Fran, he had studs, and the Jets, he had I get that.
Not this year.
And I think Green Bay, yeah. But I mean, in his previous seasons, he's had really good pass rush. I mean, I think the Jets. What McDonald has like 9 sacks this year.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Already the DN. So I mean, I think he's doing okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he's doing all right. So it's but again. I think when I watch the Packers front four, and I look at it, it's and it's like I've talked to you guys about this before, and I wish I could get into it in more depth. I'm not a D lineman. They're just not winning one-on-one matchups fast enough. Sure, you may win eventually, but eventually in the NFL the ball's gone. Right, it's out of the quarterback's hand. Eventually, never gets it done. And Tausch knows this. If you stop a defensive lineman's first move, the chance of you winning that block goes up tremendously. Mm-hmm. If you stop their first initial move, the rep is almost over by the time the quarterback has dropped back, hit his launch point, scanned, and threw it. So we aren't winning up front on our first initial move, which then caused them to go into a secondary move. And by the time you win on a secondary move, the ball's most likely gone.
Right.
And that's what I see right now from the Packers D line. The initial surge is not getting it done. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing. And against Detroit, you're going to have to figure out a way to make Goff uncomfortable with 4 guys rushing, because we know what they have from a secondary or from a receiver standpoint and a tight end standpoint and running backs out of the backfield standpoint. But you got to get home some way, somehow. So if that's, fire zones, if that's simulated looks, whatever it may be, you got to do it. Because if you just rush 4 against Detroit with this offensive line that they have, and you can't be productive, it's going to be tough on you. It's going to be really tough. And they're going to do to you what they've been doing to teams. And that's
172 points the last 4 games.
Yeah.
172 points.
Yeah, they're at I think what was it, averaging over 30 the last 4, meaning 100. That. Those are crazy numbers. That's a crazy number. So if you think you're going to go in there and just run down the center of these Detroit offensive linemen, it ain't working. It's just not working. You're not going to run down the middle of Penei Sewell and think you're going to get home. It's just not going to happen. He's too good. He's too smart. He's too strong. And you look at this entire offensive line, they all play so good next to each other, right? They've been together for a while now, and they all play so complementary next to each other that you can't beat them on basic things. And it's really how probably Tausch felt when he had that really good line with, Cliff and Wall and Rivera. And that's how I felt when we had Sitton and TJ and Bach and Corey. You can't beat us with just regular stuff. You have to come with something very creative to beat us. And that's what Green Bay is going to have to come up with against this Detroit offensive line, because they're really good. And that's my one point in this game, that if Green Bay is going to be successful, it has to be up front on the defensive side of the ball, because if not, it's going to be a long day on defense.
Tausch, anything else?
I mean, I was going to get into the Iowa, Wisconsin stuff, but I know Blue is joining Jimmy Rutledge later, so we'll leave that there. And
not only that, I'm being told in my ear from our producer extraordinaire that you're also going to join Wisconsin College game day. We're going to have a Hawkeye on game day. Is that true?
I don't know when I got that invite.
I'm inviting you now.
I don't know when he got that invite either. Jeez, Wilde is now overbooking Blue.
I was like, that hasn't come through my phone yet.
Hey, Blue, how does Iowa score 6 this weekend?
This isn't your. This
they got it.
This isn't the old school
They got
Iowa
it done
now.
last week.
Yeah, they're scoring points.
They got it done last week.
I don't feel great about trash talking Bryan this week. I don't.
Hey, Blue, I have not been to Iowa City in a while. Any spot I have to hit when I'm down there?
Yeah, I mean, I would go to the airliner, get a burger, a beer.
Airliner. Okay.
Yeah, the airliner's a good spot. It depends on when you go. Like, listen, it's gonna be crazy down there with Wisconsin fans and Iowa fans, but the airliner's a good spot.
All right.
It's right on the main drag downtown there when you get into Iowa City and the campus. It's one of my favorite. When I went back there for my weekend out there, that was one of the first places I stopped.
Foy.
Yeah. When I went out there for that was like the first place I went. So it's a must.
Okay.
As much as I'd like to book you on the pregame show, I misread Jesse's text. You will be joining the Jump Around on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Isn't that what I literally just said?
It is. I was wrong.
Oh, wow. You were wrong. Blue, can you believe
unlike
that?
some people on the panel, I can admit that.
But if you would like to do Saturday evening, we've got some openings if you're available for a segment or two.
I'm sorry.
Is there any way you want to join Jesse on the volleyball coverage post-game on
huge
Friday
one
night?
with Nebraska on Friday night. That's our common enemy there. We could have you on there, sure.
Brian, I don't. I'm sorry.
Hey, Blue, before you go, I will ask you this, and this will be quick. Iowa's biggest rival is?
Like in the Big Ten?
Yep. Because it's not Iowa State.
Is it Iowa State?
I mean, no, it's a made-up rival. You can't be a rival when Iowa State barely wins.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Somebody
They're
tell
like a
Jason
playoff
Whalers
team
that.
this year. They're really good.
Yeah, they're good this year. Yeah, this year,
Yeah,
sure.
this year.
But like in past, the rival has to win a lot for it to be a rivalry. I would probably say I always looked at it when I was at Iowa. I always thought it was Wisconsin because it was the two programs like mirrored each other. Like they were very similar in style, and it was literally like every time you played them, it was like playing your team out at practice, and it was difficult to do. So like I always thought it was Wisconsin. It's a trophy game. Both fan bases love it. So that's the way I always look at it.
All right.
Wisconsin, it's not a mirror game anymore. Wisconsin has changed the way it plays, and Iowa has not changed significantly how it plays. So I look forward to that game. Sorry to try and create more work for you. I will talk to you tomorrow on the Homer Hour, though. I think you're still scheduled for that program. And you will be joining.
Prep Mania color commentary on Friday night, too, at Verona. Big one.
We do have the Madison Money Guy on Saturday mornings, too, if you want to talk finances. My bad. Brian, we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, guys.
I misread that. I misread it.
Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, so it's made to chill. And when you overbook people, it's probably a good idea to sit back and chill. The mountains, make sure they're blue. That's when you know Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans are chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
Proud sponsor of the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day pregame and postgame
Blue
show.
is joining that, or is he not? I'm confused now.
Won't it be something if he actually does agree to do a segment now on that?
I think he'd actually be great on the Edge Construction Home Remodeling show with Rutledge.
Well, he's got all that. He's fixing up his property. Yeah, he'd
be good on that one.
He could probably
the America Needs Farmers Sunday Conversation, which we'll start doing as well. We will kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Mukwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
The Bucks dropped their third straight, falling to the defending NBA champion Celtics 119-108 in Boston. Milwaukee led by 3 at halftime before being outscored 66-52 in the second half. Giannis finished with a double-double, 30 points and 10 rebounds to go along with 6 assists, but turned the ball over 7 times on the night.
Dumps it down low to Giannis. Giannis spins off Brown, and then he flushes it through with a one-hand dunk. Giannis with a quick corkscrew down low. He's got 26 points now on 12 of 23 shooting.
Damian Lillard led the Deer with a game-high 33 points. The 1-3 Bucks wrap up their 3-game road trip Thursday night against the Memphis Grizzlies. Tip-off is at 7.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
Football fans, get ready to elevate your game day experience. Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown has the ultimate package for stress-free fun this football season. With rides starting at $85 per person, hop on their round-trip buses from Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown for every green and gold home game. Enjoy all you can drink on the ride and a private restroom. Want even more? Upgrade your ticket and add on an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate package for an additional $30. Spots are filling up fast. Book today at MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com. Milwaukee Broadhouse, located on MLK Drive downtown.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. There are other injuries that we'll be waiting to find out more information about today when the Packers take the practice field at 12:10. There is the Jair Alexander knee, which Rob Demovsky reported. They did not find any structural damage, but he was hopping around on that final play. So that was a concern. And then Evan Williams, who I thought I saw something from Cheesehead TV saying that there was hope that he would play on Sunday. We'll see if he practices
Hammy,
today.
Though. Nervous about hammies.
And that was, again, thank you for finishing my sentence. I was just about to say what you were talking about earlier when we were discussing Jordan and soft tissue injuries. The risk is exacerbating them, making them worse.
No restarting clocks. Is this the weekend that clocks go back?
It is.
Fall back?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it really?
Oh, I don't love that.
Well, it took us a while to get there because it's been such a slow-moving month.
And you got a late night in Iowa you got to drive back. Oh,
you get an extra hour of sleep for it.
No. I'm driving, so it doesn't
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
I will be very grumpy.
Well, don't you get more sleep when you get home then?
I haven't thought about that.
So I always love it because it always falls the weekend that is my birthday, and even though my parents like
When's
to
your
leave
birthday?
town, election day and the NFL trade deadline. What a huge Tuesday next week will be. But it usually falls like on the Saturday that we like to go out and do stuff for my birthday, so it's always nice to get an extra hour of sleep with that coinciding.
What are you going to do for your birthday?
I don't know. Watch Wisconsin beat Iowa, hopefully.
Volleyball, huh? Post game.
No, it's on Sunday. Free day Saturday.
Okay, this has been planning Jesse's birthday.
Would you like to do something, Tal? Should we all get together and go
his
out?
parents are probably out of town. They're not sticking around.
Let's play some trivia to celebrate Jesse's birthday not being celebrated by his
sorry, you
parents.
don't find Jesse's birthday interesting, do you?
No, I find it to be 10/21. I find his birthday very interesting.
Actually 11-5.
I'm a little irritated that I didn't get to put my trade simulator talk to Blue, because I'd be fascinated to hear what he had to say.
There would have been a moment there where I said, Tausch, anything else you'd like to get to where you might have had the opportunity to do that?
It was 10:16.
Oh, now you're concerned about the clock.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about Jesse's birthday, we don't care.
It's a new segment, bruh. Like, do you not understand radio? Like, it comes up and you have to...
Did you literally just say to me, do you not understand radio? Is that what you said?
I did, and I put a bra.
It's a new segment, bruh.
Like, we just started a new segment, and you're like, oh, let's go to trivia. All right, well, I wanted to hear about Jesse's birthday plans. I forgot that it's his birthday. Okay?
Go ahead. Talk about your birthday.
I'm going to go vote.
Meat raffle. A little meat raffle action.
We'll see.
Okay. All right, let's go to trivia.
10:22. You want to keep running it up?
Let's go to trivia, Jason.
Let's play some trivia. Jesse's birthday is the category. Where did his parents go without him when he wanted them to stay home and celebrate his birthday?
Where are they going to lie and say that they're going this year?
The category.
Ozarks. I think they might say they're going to the Ozarks this year.
Is that Ozark show still on?
I think that's been done.
Came to an end a while back, yeah.
Okay. I never watched it. All right, the category, because it is Wednesday.
Is anybody putting anything good out now? Is there anything new that's good?
You did this, Jason.
Is there? Like, I started watching that murder deal on, I think it's Amazon, but it wasn't good enough that if I'm not on an airplane, I'm not like clicking back on it to watch. Is there?
I haven't seen anything new come out recently that's been like really good. Like people are buzzing about it. The Menendez brothers is the only thing.
Okay.
Caller 16 for trivia. Caller 16, 844-770-3776. Up North Joe presents Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
You put your trivia out to your neighbor up north to write.
He was all about what we were talking about. There's actually a couple of follow-up questions from what we talked about last week. Joe loves the show.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate the fact that you continue to push work onto other people. You are a genius delegator.
I did not push this at all. I showed up to the first birthday party on Saturday, and Joe says, hey, did you get my trivia questions? I said, excellent. Wednesday's covered.
I'm guessing something's about driftless. I'm guessing there's a driftless deal in here.
And perhaps cranberry marshes. Caller 16, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 16 for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. I have looked ahead. There are no questions about the number of Quick Trip locations in the state of Wisconsin. But you know anything about Wisconsin geography, you know there's a lot of Quick Trips.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun driving down to Iowa. I'll be stopping at probably 10 Quick Trips on the way. Take a quick trip down memory lane at the bake sale. Get those baked goods like Grandma makes. If you're looking for something for breakfast while you're on the go, or maybe something to bring into the office. Oh, those big, supple, delicious muffins. Only $1.19. The bake sale's perfect for sharing. Just treating to yourself. It's not just the sweets. You know I love that chicken. That chicken. Rotisserie chicken on Mondays, $5.99. Today is Wednesday, correct? Well, you got the bone-in or the tenders deal, just $9.99. Did I mention that the tenders, they are hand-breaded, succulent, and boneless? I just did. And there's other deals, too. Pork loin, 4 for $5. 5 ounces a piece. That's a beautiful little piece of meat. And stock the fridge with Nature's Touch milk. Skim 1 or 2% for just $2.99 a gallon. Download the Quick Rewards app. Order ahead. Earn points. Order all your favorite stuff, Jason. Plus pizza and take-home meals. Take care of the payment. Just stop by or pick it up and get it brought to you curbside. You have to stop chuckling as I'm doing it. It makes it very difficult to finish my read.
Does the information on the sheet say, did I mention? Oh, I just did. Or does it say, that's a beautiful piece of meat?
That's what they call.
Are those ad-libs?
That's what they call a beautiful ad-lib. I stopped in one on my drive back last night. It was the best. There was just a wide variety. It's the best. It's the best.
You did just mention it.
Agree on. We're going to play trivia next. 844-770-3776. Caller 16 plays. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tracked from Norelco.
Oh, channel the game is on.
Perhaps I can be of some assistance.
Oh?
Open up the ESPN app. Just use the Where to Watch feature. You see it? It's right there in the corner, the little TV icon.
The what? Where to watch?
Yeah, it has all the games that are on with the channel listed right next to it. A complete game changer. I'm telling you. You just click on the icon. Every game currently happening or coming up is right there.
Finally. So long channel surfing.
Where to Watch on the ESPN app. Find it in your app store today.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Bruston Nortman. I love this time of year. Playoff baseball, the start of hoop season, and of course, football. I'm all about watching the action on the gridiron with a carbless in my hand. Premium, ready-to-drink cocktails with no malt, no carbs, and no sugar. Vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, black raspberry, and lemon lime, and classic cocktail flavors like Paloma or Margarita. Find Carbless at your local grocer and enjoy game day. Carbless. Less is more.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're looking for a truly unique luxury SUV, look no further than the new Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha.
The new Range Rover Sport SUV provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology and connectivity you want, plus the most luxurious ride.
And now is a great time to get an offer like this.
Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 48 months on a new 2024 Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Now, we all experience daily struggles, and with so many concerns to be conscious of, breathing should not be one of them. Mark Tauscher here for Advent, and if you're like me and have had snoring issues, sinus problems, or difficulty breathing, then you'll want to meet the team at Advent. The team of Advent specialists have a few simple steps to help evaluate your individual limitations and get you back to breathing well. Since Advent addressed my snoring and nasal breathing issues, I feel great. I've never slept better, and my wife Sarah is incredibly appreciative. The team of Advent specialists listened to my struggles, found the best solution for me, and customized it to my needs. Take my word for it and go to adventknows.com to learn more about simple solutions to snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems. And schedule your appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for 60 months.
Visit PellaWI.com.
Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Certain restrictions apply.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, let's play some trivia. Some succulent, supple trivia. Wisconsin geography presented by, who's this guy again, Jesse? Up North
neighbor Joe.
How do you feel about this trivia? Do you feel like it's harder than when you do it or easier?
There's no longitudinally or latitudinally, which is a bummer. So I just want to prepare everyone.
What is Joe doing?
Hey.
Did he listen to the show?
Joe knows the deal.
Say it ain't so, Joe.
If I know Joe, I know Joe would be open to the feedback that we can provide him so that he can come back better next time. But he is happy and honored that we're going to use his questions today.
We appreciate Joe's
We do
efforts,
appreciate Joe, and thank you for your service and for making less work for Jesse once again. All right, let's welcome in our contestant. It is Josh in Milwaukee. Josh, good morning. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Super.
We are great. We hope you do well on trivia. Jesse's still working through Tyler Buss's eligibility. So we'll have to wait and see if you've got as many opponents
I
in
hate
the drawing.
asking this, but did he get all of them right yesterday or not?
No, he got one right.
Oh, okay.
All right, Josh, here's question one from Up North neighbor Joe. The Ice Age Trail, which stretches 1,200 miles throughout our beautiful state, is managed by a partnership of the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, that's the Wisconsin DNR, the Ice Age Trail Alliance, and which other agency? Whew. Is it the
Kiwanis? Oh, I think I know it without even a multiple
I
guess.
like this. What is it?
Is it the Kiwanis Club?
Would you like the choices now?
That's better than Joe's third answer.
I used to live right by a part of it, so I thought I was a little
Kiwanis
headstrong.
Club threw a great pancake breakfast up at the Marshfield Armory back when we played little guy basketball. 5th and 6th grade, we'd play hoops, and then they'd have to do a big pancake feed in the same place that we did basketball.
If I remember right, up at the Dodge County Fair, the Beaver Dam Kiwanis Club always had the best booth with the best concessions available.
But a good I don't even know if they still. I hope they do, because it's always special. You have those big long tables, and you got the kids serving the pancakes and the syrup and the sausages. What a fun time in a guy's life, huh?
Do they do a seafood? Do they do a seafood boil at night too, or no?
The Kiwanis Club?
Yeah. Well, usually when you go to a big communal meal, it's you showing up at someone's fish boil that you weren't
like
invited
5th and
to.
6th grade. We didn't lose much. OLP got us one year. Our Lady of Peace got us. I think that was the only time we got beat up there.
All right. For those of you that have forgotten during our detour on the Ice Age Trail,
OLP. OLP.
The question is, which other agency manages the Ice Age Trail along with the Wisconsin DNR and the Ice Age Trail Alliance? And the Kiwanis Club is not one of the three choices. Here are your three choices. The National Park Service, the Bureau of Land Management, or 565 Analytics.
Nice job, Joe.
Oh, I still get to guess?
Yeah.
We're feeling generous.
Yes,
Josh,
absolutely
yes.
you do.
Oh, okay. I'll go with the first one.
Also known as
NPS.
the Kiwanis Club. Yeah. The National Park Service is correct. Good work. All right, question two.
Yep.
Joe.
Tom
Josh.
Twiggs, point guard for Grant Elementary. And Tom, I think it was my brother or my dad, wrote an article when he made it to high school. Tom Twiggs tinkled the twine for 22 tallies. That's an old newspaper reference. The Marshfield News Herald. You'd like that, Jason.
I love your dad.
Tickled the twine for 22 tallies.
Tickled, not
tickled.
tinkled.
Yeah,
tinkled the twine is a totally different thing, I think.
He had a good night is the bottom line on it.
Let's see if we can tinkle the twine on question two. And it is this. What range of the driftless region of Wisconsin is a unique example of an exhumed mountain range composed of Precambrian quartzite?
Wow. We have an old mountain range that's buried in the driftless area?
Well, I think it's been exhumed, what does that mean?
That means it's buried, right?
No, I think when you exhume a body, you bring it out of the ground.
I can ask Pat. That's his specialty. All right, I didn't know. Okay, this is an interesting question.
It's not only that, I don't even know what it means. I like to think I'm a reasonably smart fellow.
You're very smart. Just ask yourself.
All right. Again, let's read this again and see if that helps.
These questions have been an adventure from Joe.
I ain't going to lie to you. This is a great... Joe, you maybe just signed up for some more work now, Joey, because I like this.
All right, Josh. What range of the driftless region of Wisconsin is a unique example of an exhumed mountain range composed of Precambrian quartzite?
What a ridiculously fun question.
Is it the Baraboo Range?
Kiwanis Club.
It's a good thing I tried to conserve time in the last segment and then was interrupted. Is it the Baraboo Range, the Rib Mountain Range, or the Galena Range?
The Galena Range.
I think it's Rib Mountain. I'm going to guess
One
Rib
of you
Mountain.
is right. Actually, neither of you is right. It's the Baraboo Range.
Gotcha.
Neither of us are right. Oh, wow.
The Baraboo Range. All right, question 3, Josh, would be this one.
Yep.
In the early 1800s, Colonel Samuel Phoenix spotted a rack of elk sheds caught in a tree. This event led to the founding and naming of which Wisconsin city? Was it Elk Mound, Elk Horn, or Elkhart Lake?
We brought him back again.
Wow, that is such a good question.
I'll say Elkhorn.
Tausch?
I'm going to say Elk Mound.
Jason?
I'm going to say Elkhart Lake.
Well, one of you is right.
And it is Josh, Elkhorn. Nicely
Is that
done. All
right? So we used to have elk just roaming this great state? Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm going to have, was it Neighbor Joe?
Up north neighbor Joe. Yeah, he's,
Up north.
He's
neighbor
younger
Joe.
than me. He's not Uncle Joe.
All right, we'll have him do some more research on the migratory patterns of elk.
What a great trivia. Best trivia of the year.
Those are tough.
Yeah, but they're fun. We learned something.
Little prisoner of the moment.
I don't think this is prisoner of the moment. He
the
got
Precambrian quartzite
You know, how
makes
many
it the
times
best
have
one?
we had anything close to that being that verbiage-ish?
That's true. It used words that we don't normally use in trivia. Hey, Josh, you got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Later.
Love you too.
Bye.
What
Love
a
you guys.
what a journey that just was. I got to relive some old basketball days.
We all got to
8
relive your
a.m.
old
in the morning
basketball
on
days.
Saturday, getting up and going and playing some fun hoops.
Tommy Twigs tickles
Tommy
the twine.
Twigs had a big game. I remember that from the News Herald, like the kid I played against at Grant Elementary. Oh, what a deal. What
And if you
a
want to
deal.
see Tommy Twigs twinkle the twine, and you want to figure out what channel it's on, use the ESPN Where to Watch app, and you'll be able to do it.
I don't want to mislead people. I don't think Tommy Twigs is going to be on ESPN app.
Okay.
You never know on Plus. They got
It's
everything
true.
there.
Ditch the random channel surfing with your remote. Grab your phone, open the ESPN app. Their new Where to Watch feature. It is a game changer. So many games going on. ESPN app is that answer for what channel, what app, how do we stream that? Where the Bucks going? Boom, ESPN app. Need the green and gold for Sunday? Boom, ESPN app. Just go to their Where to Watch tab. Say goodbye to all that frustration, man. I feel that. And hello to
Me too.
watching sports. Download the ESPN app from your app store and find the Where to Watch TV icon.
Joe has texted in. He is very proud of how many tangents his questions sent you
Really
on, so,
well done on the questioning. I hate to do this to Up North Joe. I think we got to bring him back.
Hard to follow up Precambrian quartzite, though.
I still don't really understand what that is. Like the whole thing, I don't even remember what the answer was to that.
But the trivia was great. That's all we remember. The Baraboo Range. We will get to some Packers conversation, or maybe
how far? What is the farthest? If I'm walking, and we obviously start at the peninsula of the Door County, what is the furthest route you can walk across the state of Wisconsin? Is it east to west, or is it north to south?
Well, if you're at the peninsula of Door County,
but is that the furthest point?
You can't walk straight across because
you got a loop.
There's the water.
You got a loop.
Unless you take the ferry and you continuously walk
I'm
whilst
talking
on the ferry.
continuous walking. No, you can cross bridges, but it's a continuous walk. Is it further to go from like Ashland to Kenosha, or is it to Peninsula all the way to like La Crosse?
Well, wait, are we walking north to south
What's
or
further?
east to west?
That's my question. Which is the further walk? And is it the Ice Age Trails, 1,100 miles of walking trails in the state? That seems pretty far.
I feel, and again, we will fact check this, but I feel if we go to the northernmost tip of Wisconsin and go south from there, that feels a little bit longer than even if we go to the westernmost. And it's got to be a straight shot, you're saying, right?
Yes, I would tend to agree with you on that.
Yeah, if we go like Bayfield to Kenosha, that's got to be the furthest distance.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with everybody on that.
All right, you better start walking now. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at LowTUSA.com.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client. Get a little slice of summer on the links with Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, a top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. With bays at just $35 an hour, Mondays through Thursdays. That summer feel is easily back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.95 to 8-ounce selected variety Sargento Deli-style cheese slices, 2 for $6. 128-ounce pale selected varieties Blue Ribbon frozen dairy dessert, $5.99. 18 to 24.6-ounce selected varieties Vandecamp's fish, $4.99. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla pasta, 2 for $3.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes, I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against San Francisco on November 24th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 6th.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Brandon McManus delivers a walk-off field goal once again as the Pack take down the Jaguars 30-27 in Jacksonville. Malik Willis had to enter the game for an injured Jordan Love late and executed a nearly flawless 2-minute drill to lead the game-winning drive.
How Matt's calling it, just trying to understand that he's calling each play with a purpose and try to think on the same page as him as far as what we're trying to do with whatever play we call.
So a huge matchup now in Green Bay on Sunday afternoon, a 3:25 kickoff as the Pack hosts the first-place Detroit Lions.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Staying healthy isn't easy, especially here in Wisconsin with all that game day cheese. Brad Nortman here from Kyle Bruston Nortman. Between work, family, and life, managing nutrition and fitness can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I know. Quintessa in Brookfield has all the answers. As a member of their wellness membership, I have access to the Quintessa Nutrition app with customized meal plans, grocery lists, and a food tracker that keeps me on track to meet my fitness goals. Members also get 10% off all other wellness services. Take charge of your health. Visit myquintessa.com/wellness.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
The radio never turns down. He's got a pedigree that's no good for nothing, no commas in his bank account. But there's a girl.
Our buddy Rob Demovsky and his other 31 brethren in the ESPN NFL Nation crew each did a little blurb. It's actually a series of blurbs. What we know, what we don't know yet, stats that defined the first half of the season, and biggest injury concern. We'll tell you
a lot of blurbs.
We'll tell you that he chose was, and we'll tell you about the biggest injury concern coming up. But we're going to do what we know and what we don't know yet, and see if we agree or disagree with old Robbie D.
Okay.
Would you like to do what we know or what we don't know first?
Are we guessing what Rob said or what we think?
No, I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to see if we agree or disagree.
You address it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What we know.
What we know, per Rob Demovsky of ESPN.com and ESPNWisconsin.com. He joins us every Friday on Wilde and Tausch. Quote, it looks like Coach Matt LaFleur made the right call when he hired Jeff Hafley as defensive coordinator. While they still have issues stopping the run, the Packers look like a team that, if Jordan Love and the offense have an off day, can win because of its defense, not in spite of it. Agree or disagree?
Totally agree. That was, if we preemptively would have went with our answers, that would be, I don't know if I'd have given Matt LaFleur that much credit for it. It would have been more Jeff Hafley, but I'm totally good with what Rob said there. I think it has been in a season where we've seen a quarterback get hurt, a backup step up and be dynamite, one of your top receivers leaving and missing a game and being suspended and skipping practice. The constant thing is this defense is markedly better. We have more takeaways than we had all last season already, and we're 8 games in.
Correct.
Jeff Hafley has been awesome. His approach, the buy-in he's received from his players, the way his team plays, you have to just, the way he utilizes talent, I couldn't agree more with Rob.
I'm with him, too. I think this is exactly the right one. We know that they are...
Circle gets the square, it sounds like.
Now, I would say that it's not just stopping the run. It is, as we discussed with Bryan, The pressure with the front four is concerning, in my opinion. And I would also add now that if Evan Williams isn't able to go, I'm very curious to see how they approach things in the secondary. Obviously, Jair Alexander is a key piece of that, but I don't feel like there's a lot of confidence in Eric Stokes. And does that mean that if Evan Williams isn't able to go and they go with Javon Bullard back at safety, that it's Carrington Valentine? That what are they going to do? How are they going to shuffle the deck if they have to?
Find somebody that you maybe
That's
a little sprinkler?
Indeed. That was going to be the next one I was going to say. Do you do something at the trade deadline? Again, Denzel Ward, if the Browns are having a fire sale, maybe you can get Ward and Myles Garrett and you don't even have to give up that much.
Why would the Browns have a fire sale?
I don't know.
Their
2-6.
quarterback's injured. Yeah, you might as well go try to win some games now. You got a quarterback that you feel like can help you win some games.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking in Cleveland. All I know is that I'm very curious to see what the Packers
We'll trade you
defense
Denzel
does
Ward, but you have to take on Old Boy's contract.
You have to take Deshaun Watson, and he has to join the roster for you?
Can you imagine making that
He'll be our
phone call?
inactive third quarterback.
Can you imagine? What a disaster.
I can't imagine it. That's not happening. We'll see if the Packers make a move. The trade deadline is in less than a week. It is a week from yesterday that it will be the trade deadline. All right, that is
my birthday. What do you all got planned? Anything fun? Anything fun planned? I tell you what, you and Joe should just sit around and write up trivia questions. That sounds fun. Why is he not part of your trivia team, the Geese?
Well, he lives far away.
Because he lives up north.
Yeah.
I got a hunch. The way he loves trivia, I think he'd come join
Sure,
me.
he'd commute to be. Yeah, okay. Why don't you take a timeout? Because we're going to do
Grab a meal, take a beat.
What we don't know yet.
Grab a dinner.
All right, Clark Kent.
All right, what do we got?
I'm going to give you choices here. Johnson & Sons Paving.
Okay.
Fortria. Or Prize Picks.
Well, as you know, when I come in studio, I am very strict with the script. Look at him scribbling stuff out. Very strict with the script. And I'm very strict. If you got crappy pavement, get it fixed before spring. Now, call Johnson & Sons Paving to make sure that no pavement hazards get worse over winter. Potholes and crack curbs and drainage. If those things are bad now, they're only going to get worse. Give Johnson & Sons Paving a call. Get it fixed. Schedule a free, no-obligation quote. Get a walkthrough of your pavement. They'll be able to see signs of asphalt pavement. Work that is needed by spotting fatigue cracking, standing water, warping, buckling, sinking pavement, and more. Don't scare away customers or tenants with bad curb appeal. Book now. Save money later. JohnsonSonsPaving.com.
All right, what's the thing we don't know yet? We'll tell you what you don't know, according to Rob Demovsky. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from ESPN Wisconsin. Biggest game of the year this Sunday up in Green Bay. It's Green Bay and Detroit, first place on the line. Green Bay Game Day will get the party started at noon. Join me, Gabe Neitzel, and Super Bowl champion Jared Bush live from Green Bay, leading you up to kickoff.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the shadow of Lambeau Field starting at noon on Sunday on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube page.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's holy pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy, the Jack-O-Lanterns, here with last chance Halloween deals. Looks like Mom's got the old pumpkin bucket stocked with the best candy, starting at $5.99.
Lucky pumpkin bucket. Oh, there's Dad party planning with a same-day delivery order.
Yes, it's a BOGO 50% off pizza party with Target Circle. Plus, buy 3, save 40% on soda 12 packs with Target Circle.
Nice saves, Dad.
Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Need it last minute? Get same-day delivery with Target Circle 360. Restrictions apply.
Homer here to tell you about Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a faith-based nonprofit that helps thousands of youth every year, many right here in Milwaukee, overcome trauma, suicidal thoughts, and live better lives. For youth who are hurting, who feel lost or abandoned, and families feeling powerless to help them, Rawhide is there to help. They also need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping hurting youth transform their future. Donate to Rawhide Youth Services. Visit rawhide.org/donate.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino stay and play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
See the world 'cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes 'cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome.
All right, what don't we know yet about the 2024 Green Bay Packers? The G at G, as Tausch likes to call them. Well, would you like to guess? Since I felt like maybe you wanted to guess, and I didn't give you the chance.
I did, but now I don't.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. What we don't know yet: whether this team can get back on top of the rugged NFC North. Green Bay has played one division game in Week 4.
Got an eye roll from old T.
That's what we don't know.
If I may, and then you can critique. Green Bay has played one division game, a Week 4 loss to the Vikings. 5 division games await over the final 9, beginning Sunday against the first-place Lions. In addition to the 2 games against the Lions, 2 against the Bears, and the return trip to Minnesota, the Packers still have to face the 49ers, Seahawks, and Saints. If they make the playoffs, it might be as a wild card team. Commence your eye rolling and your thoughts.
Old T seems underwhelmed.
What don't we know? Yeah, no blank. We don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, great one. What don't we know? What is the biggest question mark about this football team? That's what we don't know, right?
Sure.
Okay, kicking, I think we figured that piece of it out.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to figure out the pass rush? Can we get home with 4? Boom. That's your. What do we know? We don't know that.
What about, do we know if Jordan Love can put an end to the interception quandary?
Another good option. There's plenty of other stuff that we can get into.
Well, Rob Demovsky scheduled to appear with us on Friday. We'll get after him for this selection then. For those of you who
don't we know if they can win the NFC North?
Be nice to Rob. Rob's other two tidbits, blurbs, if you will. The stat that defined the first half, Tausch, you mentioned it in the answer about what we know about the defense. 19 takeaways through 8 games, one more than they had all of last season.
That's really good.
And the biggest injury concern, Jordan Love's strained groin. All of Willis's wins have come against AFC South teams, but if he has to play more, the schedule turns more difficult in the second half of the season. Are we worried? Let me ask you this to start the 11 o'clock hour.
Okay.
Because someone used this word to me, and I vehemently disagreed. But that may have been just me protecting the quarterback from someone criticizing him, in my opinion, unfairly.
Why would you feel the need to be the protector?
Barnwell?
Damn Barnwell. Is Jordan Love injury prone?
This season, yeah.
We'll flesh that out or flush that idea coming up in the 11 o'clock hour when we kick that off. How is his groin impacting his Prize Picks projections at this hour?
I'm certain they're probably not up yet. I have not looked. I've been looking more.
I'm certain they're probably not up. I would agree.
Professional basketball. I've been kind of dabbling there a little bit. Prize
How's
Picks
that going?
the best. It's going okay. Prize Picks the best place to get real money. Sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody. You pick more or less and at least 2 players for a shot to win. If you will, 4, 5, 6, you get up to 100 times your cash. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. So your lineups, if you're injury prone, hey, leave in the first half, don't return. Prize Picks will keep your lineup live. Prize Picks puts their members first in all withdrawals. Fast, safe, and secure. When your picks hit, you get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. You can now win up to that 100 times on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Download the app today. Use code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks.
Run
your
game.
I like mixing it up a little bit.
Breaking news from the National Football League. Your NFC Defensive Player of the Week is Edgerrin Cooper, the rookie linebacker.
Steinhoffler.
All-time Steinhoffler.
Boy, how crazy would I looked if I would have fought 565 analytics on that one? That's why I didn't, because it was fair. And it was well done by our.
Not only that, but you took Jesse's pick, and then by serendipity, he won with the replacement selection. All right, I want to get to this.
What do you mean I took Jesse's pick? I didn't take Jesse's pick.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't want to debate this. It's in the past. You got to put the past behind you.
Still so impressive what Coop did. And I know everybody is excited about that Strack. I was more excited about the way he sprinted down, the seam route, and then was able to actually break it up without interfering.
And broke the guy's collarbone.
That was a big boy. He's a big, strong son of a gun now. It can run.
Yeah,
he's a player.
Also had a really nice stop on 3rd and 1. Unfortunately, they converted the 4th down.
He's a player.
He is.
Okay.
He is. He also makes mistakes, but
He's a player.
You're willing to live with those.
Cool.
All right, is
player.
It's been a day. Is Jordan Love injury prone? I said no. Do you agree with the person who asked me that, or told me that more accurately? He's injury prone.
Homer?
No, I'm not going to disclose this person because I think they're wrong and I don't want to embarrass them. We'll talk about it to kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy in, easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LoTUSA.com.
Cousins Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak features pepper jack cheese, sautéed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle Cheesesteak with a new pumpkin pie shake and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
The biggest game of the season takes place this Sunday in Green Bay. Be there with help from the Ticket King. With offices in Milwaukee and Green Bay, Ticket King is your local and most trusted source to buy Green Bay tickets. Experience the huge matchup this Sunday against Detroit by visiting theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Don't wait. Get tickets for Sunday's monumental divisional tilt with Detroit at theticketking.com. Make sure you follow Ticket King on Facebook and Instagram.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising, like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time, a time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begin now. And it begins with my question for you, old boy. I said no, Jordan Love is not injury prone. He's had a bit of a turn of bad luck here.
Okay, can you define, since you're a Mr. Thesaurus, what does the word prone...
You're Mr. Thesaurus.
What does the word prone mean? Like, define this for me so I can be incredibly accurate with my assessment.
Prone is defined as having a tendency or inclination, being likely. So you have a tendency to get injured.
Okay.
It is likely that you will get injured. You have an inclination to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
He started all 19 games, including playoffs last year.
Yep.
If you remember Aaron Rodgers, some people thought after he broke his foot in 06, played an entire half on it.
Warrior.
He tore his hamstring in 07.
Mm-hmm.
He went into the 08 season as the starter, and some suggested he was injury prone.
Yep.
And he played through a dislocated throwing shoulder. And it turned out that unless you were breaking his collarbone, he played through just about everything. Torn calf, broken thumb.
Tough as nails, no doubt about it.
Fracture at the top of his tibial plateau.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry. Yes, he pulled his groin or mildly strained it or whatever we're going with as the diagnosis this week. And he missed 2 games with an MCL.
Yep.
I don't think he's injury prone. I feel like that's a little reactionary.
All right, well, so what would you say he is then? He's missed 2 games. He's missed a chunk of last game. There's potentially misses this week. And we've played 8 games. So
yeah, he's been a bit unlucky this season.
So what's the difference between unlucky and injury prone? Like, they're the same thing.
I would say a guy who constantly has soft tissue injuries that leave you wondering if they might be preventable with better self-care would be injury prone. Like if you were you injury prone because you tore your ACL twice?
I can't sit here and tell you that I wasn't injury prone. I missed games because I was injured. And was that by a fault of my own that I got my knee blown out twice? No, that doesn't make me, in my mind, like I'm some walking in. But I missed a lot of games. It's a results business. So if somebody's like, oh, Tausch, you had a lot of injuries, you were injury prone. Yeah, there were seasons I was. Then there was a stretch in the middle part of my career I didn't miss anything.
Correct.
So can you be both? The answer is yes. And is it bad luck? Certainly. But the bottom line is if you're missing games because you're injured, you're injury prone. That is the reality of the situation. And for Jordan, it's not some super negative thing. Nobody doesn't think he's tough. I do. I mean, he battled back from an injury that was supposed to be 4 to 8 weeks. He was back in 3. That's kudos to him.
So you started 6. You had 5 NFL seasons in which 6 of your 11 NFL seasons in which you did not miss a game. All 16 games. I don't think you can have 6 in a league where the injury rate is 100%. Right? We've said that all the time, and you play through a lot. Everyone does. I don't think you can have 6 seasons where you don't miss a game and be termed injury prone.
But nobody said Jordan Love as a player is injury prone. I'm saying this season, has he been injury prone? The answer is yes. Just like you could say, was I injury prone in year 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9? No. But if you want to say year 3, I blew my knee out. Yep. I ripped my groin off the bone in, I don't know, year 8 or whatever it is. I can't sit here and say, well, you can't call me injury prone. It's not. I think people view that as, well, you're soft. If that's how you want to view it, blank off.
I do think that's how people
say it. Go ahead.
And the person that I was arguing with, I think, sees it that way.
That's fine. You can feel however you want. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. I can also tell you to blank off. And
yes, you can.
In this case, when you look at it, it is the beauty of being an NFL player and the way you can analyze it. There isn't a ton of variation to thought. You're either playing a bunch or you're not. And when you're missing games because you're injured, that season you could say, well, he's injury prone. That doesn't mean he's soft and that he's not tough, or that isn't it at all. But if you're missing games because of injury, you defined it as having a tendency to get injured. That's happened twice in eight games. That's not a knock on Jordan. It's the reality of the situation this season has fallen.
Well, it's not a knock on Jordan in your mind. I think when people call someone injury prone, there is an undeniable negative connotation. It's not a well, he's just been unlucky. It's that he is injury prone.
But it's both.
So if you acknowledge that when we use that phrase, it has an undeniable negative connotation.
Yep.
And you acknowledge that, then would you call Jordan Love an injury-prone player based on the connotation that you know that phrase brings?
I say
no.
I would say in the 2024-2025 season, he has been injury-prone. No, it's the reality.
It's a yes or no question.
I just answered it. 2024, you said the season.
No,
as a player,
I said, would you say, is he injury prone?
This season, yes. That's my answer. And does it come with negative connotation? Yeah, you know what? Missing games comes with negative connotation. Doesn't mean it's fair or right, but that's not the world we live in. So if he misses this week, he was supposed to miss 4 to 8 weeks. He didn't. I look at it from the complete flip side of it, but if people want to say that, Jason, he's missed games and he's missed time because he's injured. That doesn't make it bad. It is what it is. And the fact that he's competed to get back out as quick as he has, and that hopefully I would actually argue he is very lucky that he's only injury prone this year. He could be unlucky and have blown his knee out in Brazil and missed the whole blanket season.
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes how you look at it, and I'm looking at it from a perspective of, hey, he's tough. He's fought his way to get back out there. He's doing everything he can to get out there. But, yeah, he's had some injuries. football is injured. You're right. It's 100% injured. Sometimes you guys get lucky and they don't have to miss games. Sometimes guys are able to overcome it. But if you can't play, you can't play. And unfortunately, he missed 2 games. And by the way, I think he was pushing pretty hard to get in that second game. This week, he's pushing hard to get into this one. But that doesn't mean he's had injuries. That means you're injury prone. I don't know what else to tell you.
Jesse, do you think Aaron, do you think Jordan Love is injury prone?
No, I do not think Jordan Love is injury prone. I think he suffered one injury at the start of the season. It seems like that he's been difficult to overcome coming back from that, even though it's an unrelated thing. But
maybe it is related.
So that's what I'm like. I don't think he's injury prone yet. I think you have to go multiple seasons before you say someone's injury prone.
This season, has he been injury prone?
I'm asking Jesse. You're doing what I do. You're totally hedging.
There's no hedging.
Because he has now missed at least a half in multiple different situations. Yes, he is injury prone this season.
That's it, yeah.
But for his career, would I characterize him the same way that I would characterize Tua or I don't know, Kyler Murray has been injury prone. Like
Kyler Murray blew his knee out, and that's, I think, the extent of the time he's missed.
I'm struggling to come up with another example of someone who's been injury prone off the top of my head. But Tua is the one that stands out. Like Tua is injury prone. Lamar Jackson is injury prone because of the style that he plays, and he's been hurt multiple times.
All right.
Anthony Richardson, although he's
just tired,
stock is down. Yeah, he's just a little sleepy. He injury prone last season. He missed almost the entire season. Yeah. Oh, so Jordan Love, not injury prone yet. If we get to next season and he's missing more games because of injuries, and you have to, backup quarterback becomes a significant factor on the Packers roster beyond just one season, then you can start to say someone's
I totally
injury
understand why Jordan Love doesn't want. I didn't want to be labeled injury prone, but the reality of the seasons where I was. And the same thing you could say about almost every NFL player for a season. But if you're playing and getting a ton of work and you're not missing games, you're not. That's rare. So I don't know why you feel, Jason, that I know why, because you like Jordan. I like Jordan. I like what he does. This isn't because other people view this as a negative connotation, you have to base yourself in reality and what's actually happening. And what has happened is he's had 2 injuries now that have forced him to miss significant time in his season. Doesn't mean he's had a bad season. It doesn't mean it's a lost season. It means he's had to fight through a lot of stuff, and it's been an unlucky, injury-prone season for him.
I feel has Deshaun Watson, in addition to his off-the-field indiscretions, he has had a season-ending shoulder injury. He's had a torn Achilles. And didn't he miss a year with an ACL, too?
I don't know. I haven't paid as much attention.
Yeah,
but I would say you could say that's injury prone.
Injury prone.
Yeah, certainly.
That's what I'm saying. All right. He has a lot of time on his hands. Maybe he's interested in swinging by Fortria and doing some of their studies, but he made a lot of money from the Browns.
I'm not interested in asking. I don't want no. Jesse, if everybody's looking for a trip, you want to go up north with Joe, you want to go hit the Driftless region, whatever it might be, and you're looking for a little extra cash through this holiday season, Fortria's got you covered, and man, they got all kinds of different studies. I think I'm going to hit my favorite today. Women currently breastfeeding, ages 18 to 45, BMI of 18 to 35. Study 1 stay, 5 nights, 5 follow-ups, and a phoner. Compensation $10,125, and if you refer a friend, it's another $500. Another study: if you're not breastfeeding, healthy adults ages 18 to 60, BMI of 18 to 32. Studies 1 stay, 14 nights, 11 follow-ups, $13,006 for your time and participation. Head over to FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortrea, Fortrea, clinicaltrials.com.
Uncle Homer scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. Every big pitch.
It's gone! Francisco Lindor!
Every big hit.
It is gone! Ohtani!
Every big play.
It's gone!
It's a grand slam! Thomas!
ESPN Milwaukee is your home for the hottest action on the diamond this baseball postseason.
It is out of here! There's the home run for John!
Tune in all postseason long on the way to the Fall Classic, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming on the Wisconsin On Demand app.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Wauwatosa East's Malachi Mack. The senior scoring twice in the Red Raiders' Level 1 playoff win Friday night, a 21-14 win over rival Tosa West, and a bit of revenge for a loss earlier in the season to West. Mack scored at the end of the first half to give East a 14-0 halftime lead, and then helped put the game away with not one but two big plays late. First, it was a 40-yard touchdown run, followed up by a fumble recovery as the two-way player jumped on a loose ball. Malachi also shines on the track and field squad as an all-state sprinter and long jumper. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Malachi Mack.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and November is here. Are you ready to make some money? We're having a great run in football, 36-14 over the last month. Everybody's into profit. NBA's off to a great start. Breeders' Cup's going this weekend for free. Get signed up. Go to fatjacksports.com. Sign up today. The plays are emailed to you. They go to your personal portal. They will make you money betting the games. College basketball starts next week. Don't miss out. It's less than $100 a week to make money betting on the games at fatjacksports.com.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
It's on to Level 2 for Catholic Memorial. The top-seeded Crusaders take on 4-seed Reedsburg.
Oh, my goodness. Intercepted again to the 20, the 10. Dustin Roach into the end zone for the third time tonight.
Crusaders football is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and DM Accounting and Consulting Service. Tune into the action Friday night starting at 6:30 on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, or at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
You know what that music means. Time to talk to the host of the Homer Hour, 5 to 6 every weekday on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. The voice of Marquette men's basketball on the Marquette Radio Network. And, of course, the co-host of God Talk, My Faith, with Homer and Pip. It is Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Spent some time in Tennessee. Haven't been there. And so it was in the miniature golf capital of the world.
Yeah, a lot of good mini golf courses down there.
No, I've never seen as many. This is...
That's great.
Right near Knoxville. Anyway,
Gatlinburg. You're probably in Gatlinburg, Sevierville. That's probably where you were.
We didn't know Gatlin. No, we go to where Dollywood is, Dolly Parton's place. Was it Pelican Forge or I forget? It's right next to
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. And literally, I think there are 15 different miniature golf courses, and they're all special. That's supposed to be the best ever. One's got all dinosaurs. I don't have any idea what the best
is. There anyone that's not happy when they're
Wisconsin Dells times 3?
Yeah, is there anyone that's not happy when they're mini golfing? You usually got ice cream and you're with your family. And
my wife Becca,
she doesn't like mini golf.
She does not like mini golf.
It's the best.
No.
Well, then you need to take her there, and if she can't find a miniature golf that she likes there, then you can declare that she doesn't like it.
What doesn't she like about mini golf?
I don't know.
It's not hard. It's like a nice walk. You get to hang out. You're talking. There's different fun activities. There's kids screaming. It's great.
Kids screaming, I don't know if needed to be part of that, but the rest of it,
yeah. Part of it. So you didn't mini golf at all?
You can't be competitive. That's the hard part for Tigers. It's just total chaos, and I love the old ones. I don't know where they are. Where like if you putt poorly, the ball just flies all over the place.
Yeah, it's got to be. There got to be some hazards. Definitely hazards.
Correct, and it could end up 3 holes over.
Yeah, you're in a water fountain. You got to go dig out the ball, or you're done. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with Homer. I'll join.
So
that club.
So you didn't play, or you did play?
I did not play. No.
Well,
I
Homer's
just
old.
observed it.
He's old and curmudgeon. He doesn't like having fun.
We went to the mountains, Smoky Mountains. We walked up the toughest walk I've taken in 10 years and made it to the very top of the mountain. And the mountains there are spectacular.
They're smoky.
It's unbelievable.
They're very smoky. We saw a lot of bears when we were out there. And I'm not talking like Chicago bears. I'm talking bears.
Right. So were you in Pigeon Forge too?
We went the whole deal. Yeah, we did the whole deal. That's a while ago, though.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's a great little spot. Hot.
We did not see any bears. We went to the place where everybody told us to go, some coven or whatever, and we go there. And a car, it's a circle about 8 miles. Well, when one car goes bad at the front of the circle, the loop, guess what happened?
Stuck.
45 minutes stuck. And people from Tennessee are great. After a while, they just start getting out of the cars and going ahead. They weren't just going to wait until they're just going to go figure out what it is. And the car, I don't know what it was. We didn't move for 45 minutes. We didn't see a single animal.
That doesn't
other than horses, which to me don't count.
Yeah, horses don't count.
I saw a horse. No,
I would agree.
That doesn't count.
Yep.
So it was a total debacle, but it was fun to watch the people in Tennessee. Like, there's no way no one knows where, because in the national forest, there's no communication with anything.
Yeah, it's like great. You're shut away from everything. Yep.
Yes, you are. So when something bad happens,
that's
sucks. Your phone doesn't work. Nobody going. I don't know where they came from. Still don't know what happened. Yep. We took a side road, and but overall, it's a place that people should go. I would say.
Totally agree.
For the mountain part.
Homer, what's your favorite state outside of Wisconsin? Like, if you're saying you're going to power rank states, what's that next state up on your list?
Vermont.
Well, you love maple syrup, or what's your Vermont deal?
No, because they have. I like mountains, but mountains that are just not like the Rocky Mountains, where you can see the mountains and you go up the mountains a little bit and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's where I'm into. Like, that's why the Smoky Mountains were good. Where we were was like 6,000, the highest one. Isn't like Pikes Peak is like, the Rocky Mountains just make all the other mountains in this country a joke. Right. I mean, you want to go to mountains, you go to Alaska, right?
Or the Baraboo Range.
Oh, I heard you talking about that.
They're exhumed, though.
I think you call something whatever you want.
I'm not 100% sure what that exhumed. Homer, Jason and I were just discussing
I was listening to that. I solved this.
Okay, what is it?
The show. By the way, for people who don't listen, Tausch took over the show, and for those that want me eliminated, because I was in Tennessee, he just took over. He introduced himself.
You weren't there.
And he did
You weren't there. What did you want me to do? The show must go on.
Now I feel like Jason. Shut up. He was so good that I'm listening going, they just get rid of me. This is really... Tausch introduced Tausch. Tausch did his opening statement.
I did have to introduce myself, which I didn't.
Was fantastic.
We're sitting there, and it's like, well, Homer hasn't connected. I said, let's start the show. I mean, the game ended. Let's go.
But anyway, we discussed the issue is this. Jordan Love is not injury prone. He hasn't played long enough to determine that. But this year he's injury prone, which is why you can't play him. And here's what's going to happen. All week, they're going to make everybody believe he's playing. Why? Because LaFleur believes the adjustment that the Lions will have to make from him to Willis is so huge.
It is big.
Expect them to declare everybody's going to believe that Jordan Love's going to play, so that Detroit does as much as possible on him and as little as possible on Willis. Whether or not that occurs and whether or not that exists doesn't matter. In LaFleur's mind, this is the perfect example where he's day-to-day, he could play.
And that's smart.
He doesn't play.
And that's smart.
That gives them the best edge they can get.
Isn't that smart by LaFleur?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's smart, but I think the benefit of it is like a quarter of an inch.
No, it's at least 6 or 7 percentage points.
Fine, I'll give you 6 or 7 percentage points.
Well, you know this
Willis has played enough. They know what he does. They know his strength.
You got limited practice time. You got limited practice time. You have to, if you can have them devote resources to both quarterbacks, that means there's something that they aren't going to go over. And if it's that one play where you leak Jaden Reed out the backside and bam, you have a monster play, that one play is worth it in gold, is it not?
Could be. The chance of that occurring are slim and none, but the possibility of it will make LaFleur do just what you're saying. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
This is one of your most astute observations on our show.
He's been really good. You know what? I think vacationing and relaxing and mini golfing and hiking mountains has been really good for Steven.
Fine. Okay. Good. I'm glad you care.
Homer, speaking of Malik Willis, you are a devout Christian man, right?
Yes, I believe that's true.
All right, I want you to hear this clip.
No better than anybody else.
Okay, all right.
He's the
your
real
caveats.
deal. He is the real deal. About the Christian part of him, this man's the real. You know who he's like?
Mother Teresa.
No, he's as close. And I haven't followed him as close to Reggie White.
No, you can't say that. If you watch the Reggie White documentary, like, he was questioning everything he had believed for his life. Like, it's really, don't do that one.
That comes with the territory.
Did you watch
a list of all the people? I mean, I know Reggie. I know everything that occurred. I know everything he believed. I know that created some opinions on things that bothered people. And yes, so there's nothing about.
You're all right. I don't want to debate. I recommend the documentary.
This is like a good Digi only, you two, at that after God Talk. You and Homer. It's a great idea.
You started it, Jason.
He did.
Yeah,
No,
but then
I'm going to go with Jason on this. Because here's why. Jason did my faith. No one else on your show did it. Because Jason did it, I will defer to him in every time this ever comes up about discussing faith or not.
All right, thank you. I'm not. This is supposed to be fun.
I agree.
It's not off to that start.
All right, yes.
So I want you to hear, for those that didn't hear Malik Willis after the game, I want you to hear how he downplayed what he has accomplished in the 2.5 games that he has filled in for Jordan Love. Here is Malik Willis talking about the impact he's had on the season.
It doesn't have nothing to do with me. I'm just grateful for the opportunity given to me by God. Jesus did way more than I do, so I just lean on that thought. And this is a game at the end of the day, and I just lean on that fact. And it helps me to get through and not really stress over it. I mean, it's definitely important. It's a high-stress job, but at the same time, the Lord blessed me with disability. I just got to utilize it and have.
I like Malik Willis, but if he's going to hold himself to the standard of Jesus did a lot more than I did, that's a little bit unrealistic, in my opinion. So my question for you is, if we're going down Jesus' greatest hits in terms of miracles, where do you put 5 loaves and 2 fish? Where do you put healing the lepers?
No, there's nothing even close. He brought Lazarus back from the dead.
That what I would think would be number one.
Now,
yes.
it is one of the debates that I have about the Bible. because, and I'm not the first one to say this, but I'm like, well, why is there not more discussion of that? Not only the discussion, it should be in every Bible. It's only in one, I think, one gospel. And wouldn't that have had an impact on all his followers? Like when he died, they'd go, he could come back easily. He's already pulled that one. Let's see if he does it for himself. And there isn't enough follow-up. Lazarus is the most
Well, I wasn't there to ask the follow-ups. That's really my specialty now. So there's no gospel according to Jason.
Of the Bible, I have two major problems, which I have been told so. Like, do you ever read the Bible? I refuse to believe that Peter denied Christ 3 times. There's no way. Twice maybe, but 3. Nope, not buying it. And yes, I've been told. You read the Bible? I said, yeah, but if that sends me to hell, I just don't think God's like that. And I don't understand the lack of attention in the Bible and in all the discussion of the Bible about Lazarus.
This one exactly as I'd hoped. Do you think if Malik Willis starts against the Lions,
really interested in this transition, by the way.
Let me help you on this.
It would take a miracle for them to beat the Lions.
Daniel, he's got Daniel.
We have a problem with Willis. Here's the problem, and I mentioned it with LaFleur after the game. No one wants to talk about how amazing this is because that admits how much it sucked prior to this year. Nobody thought he was any good. Can't throw a lick. He could run. The dude was nothing. And he played so well that LaFleur and everybody has to go, he can't say this is off the charts. I mean, this is, from a football standpoint, if you ask people privately, this is right up there with Lazarus. I mean, as far as his skills as a player, he was dead. There was nothing. Nobody was expecting anything. And whatever the Packers saw or whatever, you can't, LaFleur's guy, you can't keep saying, this is I can't believe this, when in fact that's the truth.
Homer,
because that emphasizes that he said how bad he was.
How much of that is Matt LaFleur putting him in this position? Like, is he doing this?
I will defer to you.
Is he doing this if he goes to the Giants or
Probably
to the
not,
Dolphins?
But those plays that he made, the passes that he's made, those are the ones that stand out, and only LaFleur can answer that. I think LaFleur is as amazed as everyone else. The first pass, when they went to the pass to Watson with the beginning of the game, and then this particular pass, I mean, he's done everything he's asked him to do, and even some things he didn't really ask him to do because he didn't think he could do it. I mean, LaFleur's in a bind. I mean, the way he talks about how amazed he is at Willis is probably a third of the real amazement that he has. And everybody, the guy's been...
He's been remarkable.
120.
He's remarkable.
Usually, when you have a quarterback and he doesn't throw very many passes, you know why that is?
Because they're not very good.
They don't think he can throw.
Yes.
And especially with LaFleur. And
well, they're still trying to limit. In fairness, they're trying to limit. They're not having him go back and doing the same things.
Yeah, but they've limited him. Yet then when he's had
he's
to
been
do it,
remarkable.
He's been.
But I guess my question is, if he's up there, and Minnesota's got a really good head football coach, is he having this success in Minnesota?
Maybe.
Yes, I have to say. You have to say it's possible because
yeah, you do. But
as I say, no donkey wins the Kentucky Derby. You can't make something that isn't in there.
A kicking donkey.
There's
I'd put him up there. He got strong hindquarters.
Like Francis,
what about $1,000?
No one ever did
That's where you were
Francis
going.
the Mule in the Kentucky Derby. I don't think. I'd have to check back. Francis the Mule was so far ahead of his time.
I'll put a bull
on
this with the Lazarus.
You have to credit him. I mean, it may
you
be
do,
I'd
but
ask him with his face
but Homer,
that he's always thought he was this good, and so he's not surprised.
But I'm so here's the deal. 100%, I'm giving him a ton of credit. No doubt.
Okay.
I love that, but nobody was saying that when he was in Tennessee. Nobody was giving him a ton of credit.
Yes.
No, they didn't.
No. I'm agreeing with you. For him to show this level of talent, which, of course, he's never shown before, maybe you go back to somewhere in college. Yes, you have to say that it's very much LaFleur until or unless he did it with somebody else. So, yes, the evidence would say that, but some of it is Even LaFleur.
Okay.
Even LaFleur can't take credit if he's honest.
Homer, I believe in Jason. Malik's got one more year left on his deal. He'll be the backup here in Green Bay for at least another year, correct?
Mm-hmm. He's got a year left.
Maybe. Depends.
This is what I'm getting to my point. If
your quarterback is injury prone, yes, you can keep him.
If he was an unrestricted free agent after this season and he's done just what he's done, he doesn't play another snap.
Great question.
Yeah. Is he going to be in line to get a starting, not a big boy contract, but a Baker Mayfield light contract with somebody else? Is there a team that has seen what he's done and said, we can win with Malik at $25 million a year? Is anybody going to do that?
No.
I think that tells you what people think. Whether or not that's right or wrong?
Because that tells you that, just as you stated, it's still because they give so much credit to LaFleur. They might go 20. I mean, quarterbacks are getting so much.
What a weird world we live in. We didn't give LaFleur any credit with Aaron Rodgers, and now we're giving him all the credit with Malik Willis. How the tables have turned.
Homer, I'll talk to you tonight. Thanks.
Bye.
We need to get to Whoa Nelly. I would love to know if you had a coach like Matt LaFleur, say it was Kevin O'Connell, or a team that has this guy, Miami, and Tua continues to have concussion problems.
Or Tennessee.
Right.
Have a quarterback.
Do they look at him and say, okay, if we use him the way LaFleur has used him, we think he can be a good starter for us? I don't know that. I don't think there's probably enough evidence. What there is a lot of evidence of is that Associated Bank is the best bank when it comes to customer service. They've got the awards to prove it. And beyond their great customer service, they've also got all kinds of great perks that come with being an Associated Bank customer, including Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking, and, of course, early pay, where you get access to your money up to 2 days early with your direct deposit from your employer. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for 60 months.
Visit PellaWI.com.
Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Certain restrictions apply.
It's time to start thinking about the holiday season, and the Corners of Brookfield has you covered to check off everyone on your list. Head to the Corners for all of your gifting needs and find something for everyone at any of their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Immerse yourself in the joyful experience of shopping this holiday season, because the perfect gift is right around the corners. Create a great, well-rounded gift for anyone and get a Corners gift card. Make your shopping list this holiday season, and don't forget to check it twice. Visit thecornersofbrookfield.com.
So what's better than a Packers win? Celebrating a Packers win behind the wheel of a newly redesigned 2024 Chevy Traverse C71. Yeah, that's better. And right now at Quick Trip, for every $1 you spend with Quick Rewards, you'll earn a Fan Zone point to spend in the Packers Zone. Then, with your Quick Rewards app, spend points for your chance to win prizes throughout the season, like a Chevy Traverse C71. Kick off your winning season with Quick Trip and your Green Bay Packers. See QuickTrip.com/fanzone for details.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
After suffering a sprained MCL in Week 1, Jordan Love is dealing with another injury. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports
Fox that the Packers quarterback suffered a groin injury in Green Bay's win over Jacksonville. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero added that Love is day-to-day and has a shot of playing this weekend, while ESPN's Adam Schefter believes Love will suit up Sunday against the Lions.
He came out better in testing than I think everybody hoped he would. I believe he's going to play on Sunday. That injury was not significant enough to prevent him from playing.
The Packers' first official injury report of the week comes out later today.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Need to find that perfect home? Don't sell. Upgrade with a home equity loan. Renovate that kitchen. Retile that bath. You choose the fixtures. Let us do the math. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Close my eyes, I can see you in my sweatshirt, dancing around that college bar. These days I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh, I remember.
Running a little late, thanks to Homer. No, thanks to Homer for joining us. Separate thought, we're running a little late. It's time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Tausch, you got a thought on the Minnesota Vikings making a trade to shore up their offensive line yesterday with the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I thought it was smart. It wasn't super cost prohibitive. I think they have to give up a 6th, and maybe he'll get down if he plays a bunch. And I think he's a pretty good player. They knew. Minnesota knew. If they want to make a push, it wasn't going to be good enough. And for them, I give them a lot of credit. They're not just going to stand pat and hope. They went and made a move, and kudos to them. I still think
for a pick swap.
I still think they're going to struggle to get in the playoffs, though. I do.
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa Nelly.
You guys have any thoughts on Anthony Richardson's situation here? For those who missed it,
I've never seen anything like it. A quarterback pulls himself out mid-series because he's tired. The problem with that, wideouts do it, and we all understand it. Hey, they're running 60-yard sprints. Running backs do it. They just ran a 70-yard run and got tackled at the 5. Never quarterback, because I don't remember. I stole this from somebody. I don't remember who, but I'll give them credit. They said quarterbacks at the end of these games will look in the 2-minute drill and look at guys and be like, you guys ready? We need this. We got to have this.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking back like, bro, you just took off you took a series off because you're tired. Can't have it. Just can't. I've never seen it. I don't think we'll ever see it again. And it's not a coincidence. I know Flacco has done some good things, but everybody knows that. And I've heard the O-linemen, I've heard some of the Colts players discuss it. You can't have it. Can't. And if that's the case, you got to get in better shape. It just can't happen. And I know playing quarterback's a hard spot, and he's a young player. He's got talent, but bad look, bad look.
If he had come to you beforehand, what would your advice have been?
Say you pulled a hammy.
Right.
Lie.
A must-lie situation.
You can't say what he did. And he said it so comfortably, it was like, you really think
like it was not a big deal.
You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, it was bad. Not good, Bob.
It reminded me a lot of when Tannehill didn't know what teams were in his league. It's like, man, if you're going to be a quarterback in the NFL, you got to be obsessed. And you didn't know the other teams in your division. I honestly, I heard that, and I thought, this guy ain't going to work. And I give him credit. He carved us up for 400 a couple of years ago up at Lambeau.
Validation Thursday.
You have to be obsessive.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be great at this sport, and you're going to be great in that, you gotta want to know that stuff. And I get you want to have balance in your life and everything else. This isn't the job for that. Unfortunately, it's just not. Not in season.
No, not great, Bob.
I'll say this: if Penei Sewell is a great concert pianist, I don't care because he's a baller. You get what I'm saying? You guys understand what I'm saying? You can have other interests in life, but you got to be dialed in and ready to roll.
Sure. I'll agree with that. Mm-hmm. Agreed. What I can also agree with is that it's fun to listen to Bucks Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Right now, Behind the Bucks dives deep into Bucks in 6. A culture unknowingly created by former Bucs star Brandon Jennings. Take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucs in 6, how it became a rallying cry, and what it truly means to Jennings and Bucs fans alike. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher.
Jason, you were reading your live. Jesse was marching back. And what the hell were you doing?
I had to go mark something on the computer.
No, he's marching like he's in a band by himself. What is he doing?
I'm rhythmic.
Whoa, now no comment. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from ESPN Wisconsin. Biggest game of the year this Sunday up in Green Bay. It's Green Bay and Detroit, first place on the line. Green Bay Game Day will get the party started at noon. Join me, Gabe Neitzel, and Super Bowl champion Jared Bush live from Green Bay, leading you up to kickoff.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, broadcasting live from the shadow of Lambeau Field starting at noon on Sunday on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube page.
The biggest game of the season takes place this Sunday in Green Bay. Be there with help from the Ticket King. With offices in Milwaukee and Green Bay, Ticket King is your local and most trusted source to buy Green Bay tickets. Experience the huge matchup this Sunday against Detroit by visiting theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Don't wait. Get tickets for Sunday's monumental divisional tilt with Detroit at theticketking.com. Make sure you follow Ticket King on Facebook and Instagram.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
What does the skeleton say before dinner? A bon appetit. And why did the ghost go to the bar? For the booze. Yeah, Halloween jokes can be corny. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Since 1960, we've provided the most spooktacular selection and savings in town. From skull-shaped vodka bottles and pumpkin cream liqueurs to adult trick-or-treat bags and your favorite seasonal wines and beers. We've got the spirits to get you in the spirit. Combine our selection with everyday low prices and 2 convenient locations, and Discount Liquor is the one trick-or-treat stop you can't skip. Discount Liquor, locally owned and family operated with 2 locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine. See all of our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor. Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sounds like wipers. If your wipers are streaking, skipping, chattering, or even worse, loud, you need to visit AutoZone and get some fresh new blades. We've got basic wipers to get you back on the road, as well as premium blades from Bosch and Rain-X. So if you're hearing this, just head to your nearest AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
To recap the week so far,
I can too.
On Monday, I asked you what you thought I should ask LaFleur, and you checked out, basically.
No, I just am I do your job so much. I needed a blow.
I got nothing.
So
I had a long weekend, yeah.
And then Tuesday, yesterday, you went to play golf.
I did. Great day.
So would you like me to ask you anything,
butter.
or should we just
Did
call it? All right, so apparently we're going to end today's show on bone marrow butter.
Yeah.
I kind of preferred you leave it early or just check it out, frankly.
So what are you going to ask LaFleur, Jason?
If he's ever had bone marrow butter.
No, I already told you what I wanted to ask him, but I don't remember what I asked you to tell him.
Thank you for your service. That's it for us today.
Just tell him he's doing a great job.
We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always
I'm Christine Lisi. The Yankees got